It's clobbering time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
Clobbering time! Clobberonimo!
Come get some. Come get some.
It's clobbering time! Clobberonimo!
Greetings, clobberers, clobberonimos, clobberooskies, clobberoids, clobberettes, clobberians, and everything else. And if you're not clobbering yet, don't worry, you will one day. Just learn to bang the rocks together, guys. Good to see you all, my buddies. Thank you all who joined us earlier for our B Monday double, beginning of our B Monday double feature with J-Man. I want to thank J-Man for joining me. Had a blast doing our usual monthly trip to Earth B. And thank the great Bob Haney for being the wackiest writer in comics. Tonight we're going to celebrate the completely different side of the spectrum in a little bit here. But I want to thank you all for showing up tonight. Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk. It's Clobbering Times, issue number 438 on YouTube, 1,438 overall. We're nearly getting close to the 15-year mark. And yeah, it is Superman month, as it is every February. And let's see. I'm going to announce my good friend, and I'm going to do the show notes and shout outs. But I'm joined by my old buddy, the great Carlos Joey Moises, as you see there, from Comics Mania Mix podcast in Mexico.
Well, actually, it's not a podcast anymore. Now we just have a YouTube channel.
Radio.
I got fired. It's been a long time. I got fired from the radio, so I'm just doing the YouTube channel. And we do a show, and then we cut up the show in like little minute bits, and we put it on TikTok, and we put it on short, like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. Now let me tell you, I know all your listeners don't know Spanish, but I don't know if you have it over there in the United States, because I know you have just regular conventions, regular cosplay conventions, but here there's a whole new thing called the Ero cosplay. The erotic cosplay conventions. So a lot of girls go half naked to those conventions. So I was invited to one this weekend. So of course I was like kind of like a half naked Batman, and I interviewed girls. So you should follow me on Instagram and on YouTube, because we will be releasing those interviews. And even if there's a language barrier, the visuals are going to be great. That I guarantee.
Yeah. Well, I think I saw one picture that you posted.
Yes. Yeah. I posted a picture on my Facebook and on a few pictures on my Facebook and on my Instagram, and with a girl who's like wearing some kind of like lingerie, like white lingerie. Oh, she's a hoot. She's Argentinian, and she came just for the convention. And nice. She's very cute. And
here's the link, by the way. Please go to Carlos's channel and subscribe if you guys would. Thank you.
Please do. we need as many subscribers as possible. We're trying to reach a higher goal, so we can get more viewers, and YouTube starts recommending us, because it's kind of hard. There's so many channels now, and in Mexico they have a lot of channels that have really like high numbers of subscribers, and I know most of the people that do these channels, and they supposed to talk about comic books, and I know their knowledge. It is way lower than mine, and I'm not even being mean about it. I'm very humble. I know this. I've read a lot of comics, and people here in Mexico just have not read as many as mine.
No.
Myself, and also don't have my my photographic memory, because I just remember a lot.
You do.
They don't. They're like, and they have a lot, like a million viewers. And I'm like, what are they sharing with their viewers? And I watch their channels, and basically they just read off the Wikipedia entry of the character. I'm like, that's I don't think that's good. But
well, there you go. Wikipedia is not reliable. So, yeah. Well, thank you, dude, for being here. We appreciate you, and we'll I'm going to go ahead and do my show notes and shout outs quite quickly. Again, everyone, please go to Carlos's. Well, thank you, Chris Persia, for that. He put the Instagram in there as well. Please go to his Instagram and follow that, and go subscribe to his YouTube channel. I really appreciate that if you don't do that for me. Let's see here. Showy notes again. A big thank you to J-Man for joining me tonight for our Wacky World of Bob Haney presentation. What a blast we had with that sucker. And I apologize to anyone whose sanity we destroyed with that story, because, man, we gave all the trigger warnings, but still, when it comes down to it, it was tough to prepare anyone for how wacky that, man, I'm still reeling from it, dude. It's crazy.
No, let me tell you, as you well know, talking about Bob Haney, I decided that I needed a complete Nemesis collection, because he's one of my favorite heroes. And this was the backup on Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, for Carrie Burkett.
Yeah, most of them were written by Bob Haney. I mean, the
front ones, yeah.
And some of those are so wacky.
Oh, this is number 16, but our first 15 of our Bob Haney shows we've done each month have all been from Brave and the Bold. So we got that lovely, great Jim Aparo art. But the stories, whew, man, but this one might take the cake. This one tonight, holy crow! But anyway, it was we have a lot of fun doing it. We love Bob. So every other the other 3 Mondays of the month, I'm on J-Man's channel. We've got our Legion of Superheroes reviews. We do every one, which is 58 through 89. We're going to cut it off there. We're up to 1968. That's how long we've been doing it. We do 3 issues a week, Sean and J-Man and myself. That's 7 p.m. Eastern on every Monday. We're having a blast doing that. They have never read any Legion, either one of them, and they're really loving it. They're a bit younger than us, and they've turned on to the Legion big time now, and we all love us some Legion, don't we? So,
of course we do.
Fun. Yeah, that's fun going back to that, buddy. Okay. Tuesdays and Thursday nights, I'm always on Midnight's Edge After Dark with the great Tom Connors and that great gang over there. Sometimes we have the Comic Roundtable on Loki's channel on Wednesday nights. But this Wednesday on my channel, as always, our Wildcard Wednesday night, same time as always. Where are we? Max Redstone, our own music meister, joins me. He wants to argue about Superman 2. He will not. Max, I love you, buddy. But, man, I'm just going to finally make it happen. He always hears me beating up on Superman 2, and he can't take it anymore. The Lester cut, although we'll talk.
Wait. He doesn't like. He doesn't like.
No, he loves it, and you know what I think of it. I don't have to tell you what I think about it, but because
you've seen the cut. You've seen the
Donner cut. We're going to talk most of the Lester cut. He's talking theatrical, but we're going to talk a little bit of the Donner cut as well.
It has some good stuff. It has some good stuff.
But there are fundamental problems. But he, like a lot of people, even though he's interested in the Donner cut, I'm the one. I'm always beating up on the theatrical cut, aka the Donner cut. The Lester cut, the original one that was in theaters. And so, anyway, we're going to litigate that because he wants to argue about it, and I'm all about the arguments. Clobby's Clubhouse Thursday night, everybody. Raquel and Mark joining me as always, as we get every Thursday night. We'll have a Blake 7 episode review. We're starting season 2 of Blake 7. We got the episode Redemption to be reviewed, and then a Star Trek comic, the last issue of Star Trek Untold Stories, and then a few other all kind of other geekness. So that's Thursday night, the Clubhouse, and then J-Man's channel, as we do every Friday night. We started out reviewing Kirby's Fourth World. We got done with that. Now, for the past few weeks, we've been on Frank Miller's Daredevil run. We're doing it all, and we are having a blast. We do 3 issues a week. Sean and J-Man and myself. Man, it's so much incredible going back to read those, buddy. Oh, I love it. Just amazing stuff. And then after that, on Friday night, I'll be at the Friday Night Comic Shop with Nick and the boys on Nick Weiser's channel. And then, of course, Saturday night Star Trek right back here. Same Trek time, same Globby channel. Where we just started Star Trek Voyager Season 5. 4 more scintillating episodes of Star Trek Voyager. And we're excited about it. Okay. So, we're going to get started. We're going to just do my shout outs really quickly because we'd like to shout out all of our friends in the chat. It's the way we roll up and heal. Eric, whether they're here or not, the Wrenchers gets the shout outs. Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher, the Vindicated Wrench of the Great White North, Chris Persia. All right, buddy. D-Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. Lord Thoth, God of the Wrenches. Avon lives, long live the Legion. J-Man. Wrench Without Fear. Maddie's Daddy, Wrench Mjolnir, Super Wrench, Kal-El, Buddy, Fanty Outsidey, the Rascally Wrencher, Hungry Boy, Master of the Claboni, Maximum Redstone, our own Music Meister, and Triple Bullwinkle, the great Larry. And let's see who else is with us tonight in the chat really quickly. Is we've got FK. Good to see you again, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with us. Anyone lurking, by the way, or watching on a rewatch, I want to thank you so much. I really do. It means the world to me. I really appreciate you. Apollome's Minion and the Pupper. Good to see you, dear. Love you. Hope you're doing well. Be careful out there. Both hands on the wheel, young lady. Brian Hepburn. All right, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Stephen Immis here. All right. Ravenscroft. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. The great Tex. What's up, dude? 1701 Tex. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're having a good one. Let's see. DJ Play Nice. Hello. Good to see you. Jeremiah Hembre. What's up, Bullfrog? What's up? Good to see you. Adrian James. Let's see. Anyone else? Dave C. All right, brother. Good to see you. I think we just got about everybody. Want to be sure. Then we will get hey, Clive, could you talk to Raquel about how she wants her picture sent? I will do so. Yes, thank you. I will do that for you. RRT and Z, good to see you. And I think that covers everybody. People who are always Penny. Hello again, Penny. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to miss you there, dear. Good to see you, love. And yeah, we'll get your shout out accordingly when he pops in. So, all right, everyone. About a year ago, during Superman month, we were gonna review this one, and Carlos, something came up for him. And this is a comic book, I'm going to tell you right now, and he will explain why, that I would not review with anyone else. It's one that's meant a lot to both of us, and it's been something we've talked about for about 30 some odd years now, even more than 30 years. It's a comic we both love, and a comic we both. Hey, Matthew Pounder, good to see you, bub. It's a comic we've talked about a lot, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it is. It is. I'm going to say this. It is kind of something you recommended at the beginning of our friendship, so it does kind of have like a meaning for us, if you will.
Yes,
that sounds a little too romantic that I wanted to come out.
Well,
like
we're too old to worry about that now. So yeah.
Well, you see, the whole thing with me and Mike, we met at a comic shop, as most geeks do. Yeah. And as I've told the story before, I was buying a comic book by Dale Keown called The Pit, and you said you're buying that crap, and that's how our friendship kind of started. And the thing is, as we were talking one time, we came up with the fact that we both really enjoy Alan Moore comics. Now the thing is, I got into Alan Moore very late in life, kind of like I had read the Vigilante comic book that he did, but I didn't know, how important Alan Moore was. I think V for Vendetta hadn't come out, and all the small stuff had come out. But my first real exposure to Alan Moore was the first issue of Watchmen, which I bought because I kind of misunderstood one of the ads, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it was just a comedian kind of shooting or about to shoot JFK, and,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
ad, one of the posters. Yeah.
or that, and I thought that's what the story was going to be about, like
Mhm.
evil superheroes or evil or villains or kind of anti-heroes, you know, throughout history. But that
Yeah.
was just like that was like a preview, kind of like a taste of what kind of characters or what kind of story you were going to get. So when I read Watchmen, I loved it. I said I must get more stuff from him. So I started getting all the stuff that I could by Alan Moore. There was some stuff that I didn't know that I should get, and thankfully, you had like a full Alan Moore collection, and you were able to guide me. And then one time we started talking about this comic specifically, the Superman annual, and you mentioned the Black Mercy and stuff like that. But the funny stuff is, the first time I've ever heard of the Black Mercy was
Mm-hmm.
when I was reading the DC Who's Who entry for Mongol, right?
Ah, okay.
Thing is,
Yeah.
that Mongol had only done like what, two appearances,
Yeah. And DC
three,
Comics presents. Yeah.
three. Let's see, it was DC Comics
DC
presents
Comics presents a couple of them.
first
Yeah.
first fights Superman and Martian Manhunter. Then he fights Superman and Supergirl in the Warworld
Mm-hmm.
saga.
That's
Then
right.
he fights Superman and Starman, the Prince Gavin version.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I read, right?
Jim
Because
Starlin.
I was only getting comic books from Mexico, and I did not get the third chapter of the Warworld saga where Superman meets the Spectre. I didn't get that. I got it later when you mentioned it, but I had read those three issues. But I didn't. But this annual never got to Mexico, right? And when I was in the United States and I was buying comic books, I did, this one just kind of missed me. But I read the DC Who's, and I read every entry, and I sort of kind of without even wanting to memorized every entry. And the entry for Mongol, they do a brief synopsis of every one of his appearances because there were just what, four, right? So they mentioned the
Yeah.
Warworld saga. I call it a saga. It's only like two issues.
Yeah.
They mentioned the end when he fights when he fights Superman and Starman, and then they mentioned the Black Mercy stuff. And then
Yeah.
I said, oh, cool, but they didn't mention where it happened, which issue it happened. So I just kind of like filed it away in my head, and then when you mentioned it, you said Black Mercy. I put two and two together, and I said I have to
Mm.
get that. The shop where we were at did not have that issue, but I said okay, I'm going on vacation tomorrow, so I must get it. So I went to get it, and I read it, and it's a comic book that it's kind of weird because Dave Gibbons is not he's a really good artist, but he's not very dynamic. So it's kind of like it's you have to get into it. It's a mood piece, if you will. So you have to
Yeah.
read it, and then you go, okay, I know it was good, but I must read it again to get deeper into it, and then you start just getting into it and getting into the vibe and getting to the groove, and it's such a good story. It's so good that they adapted it into Justice League show into the list. They did it into a cartoon
Yeah.
because it's just that good, and it's so good that they used the Black Mercy stuff later, much later, in Mongol's appearance in Green Lantern. It's not even Mongol; it's Mongol's son, which is a whole thing. It's a Mongol Junior. But when Mongol fights Green Lantern by Jeff Johns, they bring back the Black Mercy. It just so beautiful. It's a well done story, and that's one of the things that I kind of miss now from comic books, like back in the '80s and a little bit of the '90s, that you could do a really good story that changes things and modifies the character in a one-off. It didn't need to be a 6-issue saga, hyped up to the balls, or like a mega saga where you have the story plus 100 crossovers. It could be just 2 issues and that's it.
Yeah.
Two and done, one and done, and it changes the hero forever. I kind of miss that. But
Oh boy, I missed that big time. Hey there, DJ Running G, and they got a super chat here from RTNZ. Thank you for that. You're too kind, my friend. I appreciate it. A New Zealand super chat all the way from New Zealand. Thank you. He says, at work, so we'll have to catch this one on the replay. Moore and Gibbons in peak form for probably the greatest ever one-shot Superman story. I would tend to agree with that, sir. In 1985, Moore understood Superman and didn't hate his audience. Yeah, he was less of a nut job back then, that's for sure. Boy, he's not the same person anymore, but yeah. So
it's so sad. Some writers, as they age, they grow, they mature, and they become even better. But sadly, Alan Moore can never be better than he already was. But he just has become such a sad person. Just every time
he has a good run though.
he's no, but he's so negative now. He badmouths his constantly, says Watchmen wasn't that good. Killing Joke was crap. I'm like,
he trashed his fans too. Yeah,
I know it's sad, but you gotta. Maybe it's the wrong thing to do, but I can separate the art from the artist.
You got to do that.
So,
yeah.
And most artists are psychos. I mean, they're crazy.
Unless he's not killing people or something like that. If he's just saying shitty things, you go, all right, whatever, man.
Whatever,
yeah, that's what you do. You're right.
It's sad. But
yes, sir.
we have to work, and that is forever. That will
absolutely
not go away. That will not go away. The one sad thing that I have to say is I think even though I love For the Man Who Has Everything, I think my favorite story is Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Whatever the Man of Tomorrow, yeah, two-parter, greatness.
What a send off for Superman, for the post-crisis Superman. But the thing is,
sir.
They actually did that story into like a special edition. It wasn't a hardcover; it was like a deluxe edition. Beautiful new cover, beautiful new like art, colors, and everything. It's beautiful.
Love it.
And it's so sad they did not do the same treatment for The Man Who Has Everything. They should be like a single issue hardcover with like extra stuff. All it is, they did
they did do one with all three of his stories, though, the two-parter and then the Swamp Thing one and this one.
They did a trade paperback with every story he did for like Green Lantern Corps. He did one for with Green Arrow. He did one for Vigilante that I mentioned.
They did all of those. They did a Superman one too that had all three of those stories.
A DC Comics Presents with the Swamp Thing. Yeah, that was a really good one. What's the
Jungle Line? Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. I hadn't read that, and you're the one that told me about it. I need to get it.
I need to reread that one. It's been a while since I read that one. It's a great one.
It's such a simple story. Superman gets sick and decides, hey, I'm just gonna go to the swamps and die. I don't want to bother anybody with it.
Yeah. Hey, Rayburn, what's up, cousin? See you, buddy. So anyway, this is, of course, from 1985, everybody. This is Superman Annual number 11 with a hefty $1.25 cover price. Oh, my God. I remember exactly where I was when I read this. I was at my dad's lot. I just had my stack of comics, and I'd already liked more, from I was reading the Swamp Thing at the time and some other things, but I got this thing, and I was, because at the time I liked Gibbons on some of his 2000 AD stuff. Wasn't too big on his Green Lantern run, to be honest. And when I I remember when I got this one.
Those stories were so awful. I mean,
I know, but I just
he was fighting the shark.
Yeah. No, I'm with. I understand, but I got this one. I was sold on this immediately.
Javelin.
Yeah. It was terrible stories, but I wasn't too big on the art that much either. And like I said, I liked some of his, his 2000 AD stuff. But when I got this, man, I was just sold on it completely. And so what you have here, of course, is he did the cover and he did the full interior. So it starts out with a prologue that is curious. Now, without going too deeply into the animated adaptation, which I did not care for the way I love that show, but I didn't like the way they did it that much. They completely changed the prologue story or the Black Mercy story, which I can kind of understand why you wouldn't want to do this story. Rereading it, I get it why Bruce Timm didn't adapt this. Not really something that would have been on an animated show that would have worked that well, I guess.
Well, I mean, I just got mad because there's no Robin in the story in the
That's what really pissed me off.
in the
Yeah,
they
I
did
did not like that.
the Teen Titans Robin for that, but you needed
Yeah,
Robin. It didn't have to be
totally
Jason
need
Todd.
Robin.
Robin. You needed Robin for the story, which is
Absolutely.
yeah. You need
So
Robin. You need
even
Robin.
if it is Jason Todd, at least it's Robin in the story. It's important.
Let me tell
And
you
so,
something. He's
mm-hmm,
wearing the right costume. He has the right attitude. To me, he's Robin. Forget about
agree.
who's behind the mask.
I Yeah, oh yeah. No, I'm with you, dude. Oh yeah. It was kind of funny though. Some of the stuff, some of the references, like he's we don't know this yet, of course, in the opening of the story, but he's and by the way, everyone, if you've not read this comic and you don't want to be spoiled, I'm always obligated to say this is a Clobby's Classic Comics review, which, as you all know by now, when I review comics, we talk about the whole thing. And if you have not read it and want to read it for yourself, we spoiler alert to give you that shot. But if not, hey, you want to, that's cool too. But you've been told.
I just gotta say, if you call yourself a comics lover and you haven't read this comic, you deserve to have it spoiled. I'm sorry. Just,
Well, especially if you're old enough too. I mean, like if you're 20, maybe, but if you hadn't read many comics, but you're open to it, I'd say, hey, hold off and go read it. But if you're 40 something, or anywhere close 30 something, and you've been reading comics for a while and you haven't read this, what are you doing with your life?
I'm just saying, there's a lot of people that call, because now being a comic book geek, it's kind of in vogue. Everybody is a comic book geek now because of of the movies. But I'm just saying, part of being a comic book geek or calling yourself a comic book lover or a superhero lover, whatever, is you gotta research. You gotta go back. You gotta read the stuff from many years ago, because you can't just say I like the Avengers. You gotta. I'm not saying read every Avengers, because I mean some of those comic books by Stanley, I mean they're pretty hokey, but at least know that they existed and more or less who they fought, and just the story of the characters. At least the synopsis, because all you do is read the new stuff or watch the movies. You're not doing your due diligence as a fan. You gotta research. You gotta know more. You gotta search for more. I don't know. I just don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's one of the saddest things that I have to fight with like people that listen to my podcast when it was a podcast, or now see my channel. Is like when I go through the story of a character, I recommend a lot of comics, because it's not just, don't listen to me give you the synopsis. Read the goddamn things. Please do. You got to read them for yourselves, because they're good comics and they deserve to be read a lot more than some of the newer stuff that is just not good.
Yeah,
just not good.
I hear you. No, absolutely. RR, T and Z, thank you again you're too kind, very generous of you for the super chat. I appreciate you. He says, I hate whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow. We could not agree less on that one. A dreadful end for Superman. I could not disagree more. Can't debate you now, but in my opinion, Morrison's All-Star is a superior finale. I disagree with everything there, but I respect your opinion, RR, and I appreciate that, your generosity.
All I can say.
Well, wait. Well, I just want to tell him we don't agree on it, a lot of things, but he's a stirred gentleman there and a sturdy gentleman, and I appreciate that. But I do love All-Star Superman, but what happened to the Man of Tomorrow, which I have reviewed here with Maxwell Presley, is a masterpiece in my opinion. So sorry, we don't agree on that.
To me, it's like apples and oranges, but in the sense that they're both good.
Well, they're not comparable. No, you're right. They're not comparable.
And I enjoy both apples and oranges. They're two different types of stories.
Well, they're both. He's right in the sense that they're both finales of a sort. But yeah.
But I do enjoy them both, and they like with Morrison, he had like 12 issues to tell the story, and with Alan Moreland had 2 issues. And I like the way he just condenses everything in 2 issues. And what I enjoy about All-Star is how he just has a lot of fun with all the crazy stuff that's in the Superman mythos. I mean,
he wrapped up the whole gold, silver, and bronze age.
I know, but like with in All-Star Superman, where he just gives Lois Lane powers for no reason. It's like, that is such a Superman Silver Age kind of tale,
Yeah,
you know.
I love All Star. Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's the only two
Love them
issues
both.
that I think it's, I don't remember if it's one or two issues that I could do without are the Bizarro World issues. I just
Yeah,
don't
I'm
like
with you. That I didn't like.
those. And what I love, not so much the ending where he's inside the sun, but when he fights Luther and Luther gets all his powers, and he just says, Luther, I would have given you all my powers if you had done something good. But what do? You just you want to show off. You have all the power, all the intellect, and all you do is it's an ego thing. That's such a Luther thing, you know. That's
Yeah,
and if we're talking, it's not an end story, but it's a really good Superman story. Um, a Superman Red Sun by Mark Millar. Beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful, beautiful story.
yeah. It was okay. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
nice Elseworlds thing. I
I-
liked it.
it could have been a
Um,
lot. It could have been a lot worse. It could have just been a cliche
oh
after a
no. In fact, I
cliche.
hear the animated movie was terrible. So they say that showed how bad it could be, but I didn't see it. I just heard that. So what's kind of fun at this story, of course, opens up. You know, if you're new to the story, you're like, what is this? And we find out fairly quickly that this guy, whoever he is, he's on Krypton. They kind of say it. They even mentioned the children TV show watching the show Nightwing and Flamebird. That was kind of funny. So we find
Right.
out this is Kal-El. It's his happy first day for Kal-El, and again, if you're new to the story, like, huh, what's going on here? But next, we see that we're out in the Arctic Circle on February 29th. Because, by the way, there is a 29th this year. February is always Superman month on my show, even when there isn't a 29th. But there's one this year, and we will have our usual Superman birthday show. So, I like this. A lot. Just again, one of the great things about Moore that sets him apart is this crackling dialogue. Even back then, Wonder Woman says, "Beat you." He goes, "If I ever develop a bat plane that responds to thought control, I'll take you up on a rematch." Oh man! And when she meets Tim, she does. You know, I mean, when she meets Jason, Tim. Listen to me, Tim. Jason,
No.
she hadn't met him yet, so she says hello. Says you two are gonna freeze dressed like that. Clean thoughts, chum. I love this. Right here, even Batman making a joke. I'm like, whoa. Moore likes to write characters a little bit out of their zone sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just I like how he didn't have to change things like and modernize it. You have the door to the Fortress of Solitude with that stupid gigantic key that looks like an arrow.
I
And
love it though.
it's
Hey,
lo-
Cliff on Comics. Hey there. Welcome to Clobberin Times. I haven't seen you here before. Good to see you. I don't think I have. I've seen you at J-Man's.
but this is also what if you look at the art is beautiful, but it's not dynamic for a story that
No,
where so much action happens. It's just it's very well paced.
it's great in spots though, and he's a very
Yeah,
good cartoonist, very good storyteller.
like if you can, wow, God, I can't. Oh, Brian Boland. If you look at the art of
Similar,
Brian Boland in Killing Joke, his art is
yes,
so dynamic. It's so beautiful. It just with the shadows and stuff like that. But with it's very classic. The Dave Gibbons touch. So I love it in something like Watchmen because that's the kind of story you want to tell with Watchmen. Where you get distracted by everything that's in the background, and you like just want to take your time and enjoy every single panel. But
right,
a story like this, it really took me a while to get into it because of the art, But I loved Gibbons' art. I love the story. I'm not saying it's like a defect. It took me a little while as
Eh,
opposed to whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow because they have George Perez doing the inking in one of those issues and
yeah,
my
he inked the first issue. Good night, Fiona. I didn't know you were here. Good night, Princess Fiona. Love you. Good to see you. Yeah, he inked the first issue of that one. Yeah,
and
and
also
also
just to
Kurt
say
Swan. So
what a waste. I hate cancer. I mean, we lost one of the greats when we lost George Perez.
yes,
It
oh yeah,
kills me. It kills me.
loved him.
He's one of the
Yes,
greatest
sir.
artists of all time.
Indeed, absolutely, it's just. So basically, this is to progress the story a little bit. they climb up into the fortress. It was kind of funny talking about how someone should tell them not everybody can fly, and then they're talking about what kind of gift they got Superman, and you know, they all know he could hear him anyway, but so Wonder Woman doesn't want to say. So he says basically like a Batman grew him this strange new rose called the Krypton. He said I figured no one else will get him flowers, and was it? Yeah, Jason says, did you get it? You know, maybe it's not too late to change for something. Did you get him a receipt? And there you have your opener, Superman, for the man who has everything. And just, I mean, one of the great opening splash pages for a Superman comic, written by Alan Moore, artist and letterer Dave Gibbons, Tom Zico, colorist Julius Schwartz, the legendary Julius Schwartz, nice feller as well, editor. So, yep, they find Superman. He's in sort of a stupor or a coma, and he's breathing, but lightly. He's got this thing attached to him. They don't know what it is. They're trying to figure it out. Batman surmises, maybe, it was opening it up as a present or something like that someone had sent him to him. They don't know how he got it exactly, but he can tell that he's in some sort of a trance or whatever. He's in a world of his own.
And also,
Batman.
What I like about this, it's such a thing about the pre-crisis Superman, where Superman had so much power, he didn't limit himself to be a hero on Earth. He would go to different planets in different in different like solar systems, different galaxies, whatever, and just be a force for good everywhere he went, right? And so he has a teleporter that is connected to every planet that he's ever helped or saved or whatever. And they sent him gifts on his birthday. Yeah. And that's how he got this. He thought it was a gift from an alien race. And, when you stop to think about it, it sounds ridiculous, but it's such a Silver Age kind of story.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a Superman, old-time Superman, pre-crisis Superman kind of story that, you try to explain it to somebody here and they don't get it. I mean, I remember way back when they had a Superman Revenge Squad where a bunch of aliens that Superman had, jailed or stopped from, being aggressive.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Just aliens getting together and they, plot revenge on Superman. And their name is the Superman Revenge Squad. I mean, just how can you not love old comics? It just, I don't know. It just
love them. Dude, we're having a blast. We do all our reviews like we're reading those old Legions. And Jim Shooter, we're reading 14-year-old Jim Shooter right now. And we're very impressed this Legion, what he did for the Legions. Just, I mean, I'd forgotten some of what the amazing stuff he's done.
Well, it's
amazing.
Jim Shooter reminds me a little bit of Stanley. I know you hate him, but like when Stanley took over Marvel,
except Jim Shooter actually did write things. So
yeah, exactly. But you say what you will about Stanley, but he had a vision, and he thanks Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby. He took comic books to the next level, to the next step. If not, we'd have just been stuck.
He did nothing but steal. But anyway,
with Batman.
I've been doing so much deep dive research lately. You'd be amazed some of the stuff I'm finding out now, but I can't go into it here. But dude, shockers, believe me. But anyway, but still. So we transition back into the mind of Superman and
the fantasy life of Kal-El of Krypton.
Yes, Kal-El living on Krypton that did not explode when he was a baby, obviously. And we cut towards grown-up Kal-El talking to a really older Jor-El. And now here's the thing about this part of the story. If you go back and analyze it now, you don't want to go too deep into it, but it's supposed to be the Black Mercy is supposed to be feeding you your heart's desire. But I guess Superman's poisoning it himself unconsciously because look at all the bad things that are happening.
No. That's the thing. The Black Mercy gives you your heart desires, right? And then the Black Mercy tweaks it a little bit and makes your heart desire.
Not according to the dialogue in the comic, though, because remember,
that's
Mongo says, because I was thinking about that too. It's been a while, so I don't know. Mongo says He says it feeds you your heart's desire. He says the victim, quote unquote, could shake it off at any time. You just don't want to.
Well, from what I remember reading somewhere, I don't know, it's that it feeds you your heart's desire, and then it corrupts your heart desire, so
That
that
was done later by somebody, I think.
you're slowly dying from the grief of getting whatever you wanted. But it's kind of like the monkey's paw thing that
I
be
think
careful
that
what you
was
look for, you
John's.
get it.
In this comic, Mongol states that it
Mhm.
feeds you your heart desire. He says the victim could shake it off any time. They just don't want to.
Mm.
And that's that. He never says anything else.
So you're thinking that Superman is kind of
That's
because
what I'm thinking.
fight.
Because remember, look at all the bad stuff that's happening on Krypton.
Well, yeah, Krypton didn't explode. And his father's a joke now. Kandor
Right.
was taken by what's his face, Brainiac.
Yeah, they do. Brainiac took Kandor. Yeah, years ago. They got the Kandor crater now.
Yeah.
You got this old Krypton movement. They're a bunch of extremists, all this political unrest. Jor-El's a nut because he's not happy. He has no good relationship with his father. Jor-El's upset. This doesn't jibe with the heart's desire type thing, but at first it starts out that way.
Or maybe his heart's desire was for Krypton to live, and Krypton is living, but of course, it's the little things. Going back to the monkey's paw, it's remember the last wish they asked us for her they wanted money, so the son dies and they get the insurance, and then she goes, I want my son back alive, and the son comes back to life, but he's all destroyed. He's all like a zombie because he came back from the dead, but he wasn't repaired and perfect.
Right.
So, and also a thing that just passed me by the first time, but you made a mention of it. Jor-El is drawn to look a little bit like Marlon
Brando. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just a little. But he's got his old comic book outfit, the old Buck Rogers Krypton look thing.
Yeah,
Flash Gordon.
Which I love that kind of thing so much. And of course, if you remember that, when you graduate from like their high school kind of thing, you get a headband. The headband means that you have graduated, that you're
right.
You've gone through their high school or college version.
And they got the anti-Phantom Zone movement. They think it's a cruel, unusual punishment. They're trying to banish use of the Phantom Zone and all that kind of stuff. So that was just a theory of mine that maybe Superman's pushing back, but
Okay.
I think it's safe to assume from those.
I don't know where I read that it was that it corrupts your heart's desire, but
I've not read this part. I've not read this in about 10 years lately, so I've forgotten a lot. And so I went back and read it just now, and that's what I just read when I was rereading it. So my memory, dude, you have the best memory on stuff like that. I've always told you that. Mine, however, unless I read it 2 seconds ago, and even then I'll trust it sometimes.
Also, another thing that I have to say about this, not only with the art, but with just the text and the way Mongol is presented, the way he was presented way back when in those DC Comics Presents comics, when he fights Superman and another hero, he never seemed so much of a threat. And even though he was created by Jim Starlin and Jim Starlin wrote and drew those comics, he never seemed too much of a threat. But in this comic, just the way he looks, the way he acts, the way he moves, the size, he looks more of a threat.
Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny that even Starling, who created him, did not make such a great foe.
Yeah, he's really he's big stuff right here. And Batman, of course, says I think it's safe to assume from those wrappings that Superman received this thing as a gift. But how? I guess the U.S. mail doesn't reach out this far. Listen, it has to be an alien origin. This thing, teleportation channel, blah blah blah. And then along comes which is some grateful world may have sent this as a gift, unaware that it would harm him. And then there's I don't know how Mongol would really sound, but not like some of the animated shows. They don't really do his voice the way I would expect it. He's he sounds sort of like this on Brave and the Bold, and I can't remember that guy who played him on it was also similar to that on Justice League, but anyway, he sounds very Mongol, I guess. How remarkable! But the dialogue again is just first class. I mean, this is what you really notice with Alan Moore, the way he writes great, sparkling dialogue. So, how remarkable you animals really are! Almost intelligent, aren't you? That's exactly what happened for, except for a few or one or two minor details. This is a beautiful page right here. I mean, panel right here. Classic, extraordinary. I love it.
Yeah, like I said, this is the first time Mongols seem very much like a threat to me.
Yeah.
Because even though I really love those stories by Jim Starlin when he was introduced, he just seemed like just another villain, just one more alien villain that Superman was fighting. He wasn't a threat, like a world-ending threat. And now with a flower, he has felled
Yes.
Superman.
Absolutely. And
I just gotta say this because it just annoys me to no end, and I have no idea how to tell him. I have a friend here in Mexico, and every time I share a picture, like with cosplay or wherever, and he writes down on his comment, "Yeah," as in a big yeah of agreement, like you're killing it. But he always misspells it. Instead of putting YEAI, I mean YEAH, he puts
yeah.
YEHA. He
Huh.
always spells it, and I'm
What's
like,
excellent?
it just why does he do that? If you can't speak English,
Ah.
if you can't spell English, just say C. I'll get it. You don't have to say yeah and write it wrong. It says
See.
yeehaw. This is what he's writing.
Yeehaw. Wow.
He's not like,
Keely,
yeah, yeehaw.
Keely Chow. Roll Tide, buddy. Good to see you.
I don't know. I tell you,
Oh, man.
it just scared me. But okay, go ahead.
I love this sequence here where he says, firstly, I know precisely. Firstly, I knew precisely what it would do to him. Secondly, it was not intended as a token of gratitude. What is it? I don't know. Just start moving slowly away back by basis. Exactly what is that creature? Do you like it? It's called a black mercy. But he starts explaining. It's something between a plant and an intelligent fungus that attaches itself to its victims in a form of symbiosis, feeding from their bio-aura. And what does it do to them in return? Why, it gives them their heart's desire. I'd said that was fair. I'd say that was fair, wouldn't you? It's telepathic. It reads them like a book, and it feeds them a logical simulation of the happy ending they desire. Of course, victims could shrug it off. They just don't want to. I delivered him. So that's all he says on the matter. So I delivered it to him when I was certain that it had done its work. I followed it through along the teleportation channel. Poor little creature. I wonder where he is, where he thinks he is. Perhaps he's playing happily in a child in whatever sordid or aboriginal backwater he was raised in, or bouncing on his mother's knee. That would be nice, wouldn't it? To think of him carefree and contented forever. Batman, what are you? If you don't already know my name, then you're not worthy of an introduction. I'm the new manager around here. And again, lastly, the best part. Naturally, I need to settle in and adjust to your many interesting customs. I know, for example, that your society makes distinctions on the basis of gender and age. And perhaps you'd care to advise me. Which of you would it be polite to kill first? Great stuff and great panels by Gibbons, and then they just look at each other, and Wonder Woman says, "Well, thank you. I think that's answered my question," and the fight begins.
As bad as Batman versus Superman is, and will always be, the one thing that I liked is that out of the three, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, the best fighter is the Amazon. That made all the sense in the world to me.
And this clearly true. But this fight, well, I don't know. Batman's probably a better natural fighter, than her, but because she, basically, see, this is truly Wonder Woman for me. That one in that movie was like I don't like all of the warrior Wonder Woman crap where she's a swords and all that kind of shit. Wonder Woman's a superhero to me, and he uses super strength. But in this scenario, there's no. I know you do, but in this scenario, she's clearly the clear choice because of her power. I mean. Power level. Yeah. And it didn't do much damage on him, did she? And now we're back to the hospital inside the Kryptonian fantasy, and it seems his cousin Kara has been attacked. because of her
Because of
connection.
the terrorists they have there.
Yes, yes, because the anti-fandoms owners were protesting or what have you, and I guess they went after her or some such, and she's in the hospital. There's a son, Van L, and again, pretty good stuff by Gibbons here. You know, he'd been doing a lot of British comics, other than
his son is Van L, if I'm correct, a Nightwing, who takes over the. I'm sorry, his cousin is Van Z, who takes over the Nightwing persona, right? So maybe that's why he named his son after his cousin Van.
Yeah. All right, Tex, take it easy tonight, buddy. Good to see you, bro. He's heading on to work, I guess, or away from work. See you on the fun way. Get your tie one on, buddy. So yeah, there you go. And again, just really nice work here. Nice, nice color work too. So look, he's got a robot. He's got a Nightwing. He's got a what's it, metal giant toy. As he hits Flamebird, he's got Flamebird action figures and Nightwing and Flamebird action figures. Very nice touch, Alan.
Hey, if you lived in Canada, of course we get those.
Yeah, a lot of this really looks like a 2000 AD, like a comic, because again, he did a lot of that, so maybe that's why it does. And anywhere, here's your again. That's why this is so disturbing. It's like, well, this can't be a happy fantasy for Kal-El.
But
he's sticking all kind of evil crap in there.
But if you look at it, I mean, it's the natural progression. I mean, the last he knew was, his father predicted the end of Krypton. This and this happened. So of course, if he's living his fantasy, he thought his fantasy or if Krypton had lived, it would have been a perfect world. But nothing is perfect. So I think this fantasy is actually so that he can more appreciate his life on Earth. That even though it's not perfect, at least it's a life that he that he got, where he's much better.
Or maybe he's Superman's been through so much terrible shit. He just can't. He's like Rimmer. He can't see himself having a happy life.
No, I guess, yeah.
So,
well, it's just the progression. I mean, if his father had been wrong, this and this and this and this would have happened.
Yep. Back to the real world, though. Well, you know what I mean. Wonder Woman's getting blasted through. I love this scene here. She gets knocked through this into the as we learn, Hall of Weapons, and they go, "Well, you're certainly lasting longer than I anticipated. You're a female. I think you wouldn't be the Kryptonian's mate by any chance. Just good friends. Let's see if we can even the odds up a little. Oh dear, is that a neural impactor? They still make those? I'd advise you to try a plasma disruptor. It's smaller, more of a female's weapon. Go to hell." Oh man, very cool.
Right there, he made a mistake.
Pure power.
She should have said, "Go to Hades."
Yeah, well, she's been in the man's world too long, I guess.
Yes. Well, she always said "Merciful Minerva" and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I love ever Batman, ever the cool and collected Spock. He goes, Bruce, that explosion. He knocked her through the far wall, and Bruce, what's happening there? If we're lucky, the explosion means Diana's found the Hall of Weapons. Well, we've got to concentrate on reviving Superman because whatever's going on through there is way out of our league. Superman, Cal, we're in serious trouble, old friend. You've got to wake up. That's all, Cal. Just wake up. Damn right. What else are you going to do? Yeah, so we're back on Krypton. Back to the red paneled mess. And I think he's becoming more and more aware that it's something wrong with it. He's starting again. This is, you got all this rhetoric going on about how Krypton's, it's just a bunch of, of course, look, Moore was still topical even back then. This is the way a lot of his ilk saw things in UK at the time, because there were a lot of, without getting far, we don't do politics on this show, but there were political situations in the UK was something he was very concerned about, and they were kind of like that at the time, according to him. So they went to the Kandor Canyon, or what do they call it? What do you call it? The Kandor crater. which is pretty interesting. He said, "No, are we going to get strike or whatever?" No, it happened a long time ago, son. But look, he even knows he has a feeling that this ain't real. He said, "I don't think you're real," to Van Al. And then his eyes are starting to water. See, Superman's feeling it outside because he's Superman. He's going to have a stronger. His mind is just going to be so strong. He's not like everybody else that might be trapped by a black mercy. I don't know. And so it's going back and forth between the fortress and the dream, or the fortress and the dream. Basically, he tells Robin to get him the gauntlets, but he says, "Forget the gauntlets. It's coming." No, Batman. Even Batman can make mistakes, I guess. Because what happens? Pulls off the black mercy. It attaches itself to Batman's chest, and then they're in the dark and familiar streets of Gotham, walking after the show. There's the sound of his father's laughter, the smell of his mother's perfume, and then the man with a weasel face steps from the shadows, carrying an ugly-looking gun. He fires, and he misses. And Thomas Wayne takes the gun away from him with no trouble at all.
And again, they made a mistake because, as you well know, the killer of the Waynes was Jack Napier, and that guy does not look at all like Jack Napier.
Joe, chill, you know it.
Of course, I know it, but people actually, I've actually had to get into discussions.
Did you really? Yes. Oh God, you're kidding me. Really?
That's what can I tell you?
New normies stuff.
Yes. The Muggles here, they just Muggles. Tim Burton said
that. Dare them.
Joe.
Yeah, we all know it's Joe. So anyway, the police lead the man away, and the child is safe in his mother's arms. The dark cloud of terror that had flapped, squeaking through his mind, breaks up, dispersing forever. He is content. Moore was amazing. Good God. His poetry was incredible. And then he goes, so obviously Jason's pretty distraught. And then it's Superman. He says, if it didn't do any harm to you, Superman, who did this to me. Oh my God, I love that panel right there, by the way. Beautiful. I don't know, a big yellow guy is through there hurting Wonder Woman now. Superman, are you okay? You look sort of Mongol. He whispers Mongol, then one of the greatest panels. So I'm concerned, one of the greatest panels in comic book history right there. One of the greatest success of panels.
And, and we've both, and I'm guessing a lot of the people that are listening to us now have read how Alan Moore breaks down a plot. He doesn't leave anything for the imagination. So of course I'm giving a lot of props to Dave Gibbons for interpreting what Alan Moore wrote. But I'm guessing Alan Moore actually wrote this. There's a panel, the words Mongol on the back. It's the scream. I mean,
Robin is falling down with his ears bleeding.
I mean, I know from what I've read of his scripts. I mean, that's how detailed the man goes into.
Yeah, very detailed. Yes.
I mean,
Good night, Penny.
I remember one time you lent me your Watchmen's like special edition, hardcover, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And at the end, they have the first pages of the script, and it's like the description of panel 1 of Watchmen is a full page, just to describe the garbage that's around where the button with the
literal garbage, by the way, literally the panel, every piece of debris, and he writes that way. He writes 200-page scripts sometimes.
I know, and it's so detailed. You get a lot of the world. I mean, he made a candy that would only exist in the Watchmen's world. It's called Meltdowns, and he explains
only more.
He explains why the candy's called Meltdowns, what they taste like, and what does it do. Is like apparently you put it in your mouth and it starts to dissolve, and there's like it melts, and there's like kind of like some juice inside it. And I'm like,
I miss that Alan Moore.
I know. He was like, he would create an entire world. Kind of reminds me of stuff
He's a
like,
world builder. Yeah.
yeah, kind of like with J.R.R. Tolkien did. I mean, he
Tolkien. Yeah.
just go and
Oh,
go
he
and go.
likes to build a world. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good night, Penny. Thanks for being here. And Ravenscroft, interesting, says, never read the story. This is a great story. Oh, well, yeah, if you ever get a chance. But yeah, we're going to relay a lot of it to you.
Stop listening to us and go read it for yourself. Trust us.
Yeah. But
you will enjoy it a lot more.
You still might enjoy it. Some people don't care about spoilers, but I hear you.
It's such a wonderful story. Such a wonderful story.
And it gets from here on out, man, it gets unreal.
Yeah.
That page right there, I mean, Robin is falling down. The sound, I mean, Superman waiting, he just blasts off. And this right here, dude, he's about to hit Wonder Woman. He hears a voice like Armageddon shouting his name, and he starts to turn. He knows he has perhaps less than half a second in which to defend himself. Robin's, what am I going to do about Bruce? I can't, so Robin's worrying about Bruce. He starts to reach towards his armor's weapon systems, letting the unconscious woman crumple to the floor. But the rock of the floor wall seems to ripple outwards in a sudden cascade of power, and a 400-mile-an-hour wind slams into him like a steam hammer, and as big as the world. And he knows he is far too late. Jesus, man.
Get up. And I think that I like about this is Superman is such a responsible character. He always thinks of other people before he thinks of himself. But he's so angry because he saw his
hit Wonder Woman. Yeah,
I mean, but the thing is, he saw his his most wanted desire. The thing that he wants the most. To see his parents alive, and it turned from a dream to a nightmare. That his best friend is lying there, comatose, probably suffering, and he's not thinking of Batman. He's thinking of revenge. That's how mad he is. You rarely see Superman that angry.
Yes, true.
One of the few good scenes in Man of Steel is when Zod threatens Ma Kent, and Superman says, "How dare you threaten my mother?" It's like, oh well, at least we get one tiny bit of Superman here.
Why'd you say that name?
Just don't. Please don't.
You mentioned Man of Steel.
But not Batman.
I know.
So horrible.
You mentioned that first. Horrible crap, all of it.
You're gonna kill Mark, please.
Get up, you vermin. Yes. You understand what you did to me? Perfectly. And I love how he knocks him into the zoo. I fashioned a prison that you could not leave without giving up your heart's desire. Escaping it must have been like tearing off your own arm. And now I'm going to kill you anyway. Happy birthday, Kryptonian. I give you oblivion. Burn. There's another great 3 panels there. Burn, man. Just burn, bitch.
That's very good. And the thing is,
incredible.
There's no emphasis. It's just a statement. He's not even screaming
it. I love it. Only more.
It's very good. It's a very good.
Brilliant.
And also, maybe what you said here, it is true. For Superman to escape Krypton, he had to corrupt his heart's desire. That was the only way.
I think he did. I mean, Moore didn't say it, but I'm just saying.
But what he said right now, that it must have torn his heart to leave. He says to his son, the son he will never have.
Right.
So maybe that's how he must corrupt.
Indeed. And so again, something so crucial to this whole story that we talked about how it really hurts that Justice League adaptation episode to not have this. Robin pulls the Black Mercy off of Batman, and he's comes up with an idea. He's got the big gauntlets and decides, he takes the creature, and he's gonna, no stairs. He's got to use his batarang and bat his rope, So he actually wrapped it in his cape.
But it shows how resourceful
Robin is, yeah.
Robin is. But not only that, I know Jason Todd. Okay, I've read Jason Todd. That is not Jason Todd. That is Dick Grayson. I'm sorry.
I know,
For
but
all
they
those
called him
Jason
Jason.
lovers, for all those Red Hood 2 lovers, Jason Todd is not this resourceful. He's
Yeah,
not
I'm
that
not a
smart.
Jason Todd guy, but but they called him that. But yeah, Cliff James DeMatteis and everything, and it wasn't his fault, I guess. But I don't like that Justice League episode. I just love this story too much. Not only did they leave some stuff out, like Robin and other things, they fundamentally changed some of the best dialogue from this story and really aggravated the hell out of me. I love that show. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
But not that one.
It's a good adaptation, but it's not a great adaptation.
Well, they left out some of my favorite bits. You know how I am.
Which is a really good adaptation, but of course, it's just everything they did on that show is beautiful. When they adapted Mad Love for the Batman show.
Oh, perfect.
That's perfect.
Perfection. Never better. The only time I really cared a damn about Harley Quinn was on that show. Yeah. So we're gonna be starting on that. You insufferable little speck, you hurt me. You hurt me. And there's some great stuff in here where should have stayed in whatever happy fantasy that Black Mercy granted. Happy. So he goes after him again, enraged again. Says their enclosure shattered. A cloud of terrified neon moths boils beneath the distant ceiling, shrieking with human voices. Far below, two dense and massive creatures crash together like angry planets. Eyes spit out suns.
That's another thing that in the Fortress of Solitude, how Superman had like a menagerie of all these different alien creatures.
I love it. But you know what else I love? I love Alan Moore poetry. I really do. And he writes poetry when he writes these characters. Far below, two dense, massive creatures together, crash together like angry planets. Eyes spit out suns. Muscles shift like continental plates rolling under hide of jaundiced leather, becoming overexcited. Three sentient puddles from Marad 4 evaporate completely, leaving a faint odor of gasoline. The Chamber of Archives, a machine with a brain made of light, is counting the distant pulsars. Within 10 feet of its algebraic reservoir, alien engines of fury grind together unnoticed. It's unreal. It's great.
That's a little bit of something that we lost in most recent comic books. The omnipotent narrator. We kind of lost that.
Yes.
Because comic books have to be more real. I'm like, really?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, Matthew Pelner, I saw that. They used the Black Murphy on Supergirl. It was stupid. Supergirl TV show that used it. I actually saw that dumb episode.
Oh, really? I really liked the TV show when it started, but just like every other CW show, the longer it went, the worse it got.
First season was on CBS. I watched it and didn't mind it much, but when it went to CW, first thing they did was put Mon-El and ruin Mon-El on there. I'm like, go to freaking hell. I stopped. So
I like some of the stuff. I didn't like everything.
Huh? I hated that show, man.
Every time they use the Legion, it's everything. Like Brainiac 5 is one of my favorite Legionnaires. They ruin him, just.
Yeah. Let's see. Their enmity can only be measured in the skipped heartbeats of distant seismographs. Both indestructible, each damages the other, but irresistible. Each finds himself thwarted. Surrender is not a possibility. And so finally he gets down. Superman, you up there? Superman. So Robin finds him. So, oh man, after I worked out to get up, he got all the way up there for nothing. But then he sees Krypton and he just kind of freezes. I love that statue, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Gets punched. Do you know, I almost believed you were going to kill me. How stupid of you to hesitate like that. Not a mistake I'll make, I assure you. Excuse me, says Robin. Right. But I think this is yours. Almost intelligent, huh? Perfect. Again, brilliant right here. Brilliant storytelling on both their parts. As soon as it hits him, the thing in his mind and in Mongol's mind, and he swats the thing aside, reducing the boy to ash with the twitch of a circuit. And then he rips the Kryptonian's head from his shoulders, laughing at the way the eyes roll for long seconds after death. But we all know what's happening in the real world, right? Mm-hmm. And then He places it upon a pike and goes out to trample the world, carrying it before him, his hideous standard. It's over, says Soups. And they're all talking about it. Look how Batman explains what happened. He says, how do you feel? Still a little shaky. It was so strange. I was married to Kathy Kane and we had a teenage daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little envious. It must be wonderful to find out
that the Black Jersey took his life's desire and turned it into hell. He got married.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course. I've been there. So she says she's envious, says Wonder Woman, wanted to find out what your heart's desire is. And Robin says, Mongol looks like he's having a pretty good time. What will you do with him, Superman? I'm going to put him somewhere secure. What do you mean? Build a prison? Or not exactly. Have you ever noticed that black hole at the as you come in via the western spiral arm of the galaxy? No, I can't say I have. It's quite large. I think I'll drop him into it. Cal, now that we've broken the ice at your birthday party, can I give you this? It's an exact duplicate of the Bottle City of Candor to replace the real one, which was enlarged. Remember, not too long ago before this, the Paradise Island. Remember when it was Paradise Island, by the way? Jim Smith made it. You need X-ray vision, aeroscopic vision to replace it. I love how, again, this is where Moore proves he still appreciates the silly old, silver bronze age Superman right here. After all that seriousness, why down to that look, he flies away so fast no one can see him, and replaces his replica so she won't know that she's giving him something he already has. That's just what I've always wanted. That's right out of the old comic books, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta love that. Just beautiful. And then they kiss. He goes, happy birthday, Cal. Why don't we do that more often? I don't know. Too predictable? You're probably right. Again, only more. And Jason and I bought you this new breed of rose, the Krypton, but, well, I'm afraid it got stepped on, and, well, frankly, it's dead. Don't worry about it, Bruce. Perhaps it's for the best. Come on, does anybody want coffee while I clean this place up? And then the epilogue is inside of Mongol's mind. Like an insatiable virus, he sweeps across the universe, and his enemies are as dust beneath his feet. Suns shudder at his coming. The great powers of the cosmos kneel before him, kneel before Zod, and kiss his fingertips. Mm-hmm. Vast and implacable, a resurrected war world wheels through the bottomless night, producing galaxy after galaxy to smoking ruin. The stars run red. The nebulae echo with the screams of the dying. He is content. Dude, when I first read this, I was 21 years old, man. Comics were really good at that time. And there were some bad ones, but the comics in 1985, there were so many good ones.
Oh, by the way,
this blew me away.
If you go down if you go like up, down, whatever, I just want to see the panel. No. Up. Yeah, that, because no, go down a little bit. The people that are lining up.
Oh, yeah.
I just love the way that you have a bunch of all these characters that are from the comics. You got
Brainiac,
that guy,
Adam Strange.
There's Adam Strange, but isn't that the guy who wanted to kill Mogo?
That looks like Bolfanga, the Bolfanga or whatever. Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
That guy with the short guy could be a Guardian of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Guardians of the Universe. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Guardians of the Universe. Sorry, Galaxy. Guardians of the Universe. This girl with a weird hairdo. I know she used to fight Hawkeye Hiatus or something like that. Her name starts with H.
Yeah.
Y.
He looks like a Kund right there.
No. Isn't he
not a Kund? The one from Omega Man?
No. I think he's a Gordian.
A Gordian.
Yeah. They appeared. They fought.
Right.
What you call those guys?
There's a Thanagarian right there.
Yeah. The guys, the Gordians first appear in the New Teen Titans comic. They're the ones.
The Gordians, the Gordanians. That's right.
Gordanians, and then they later fought the Omega Men, and of course there's.
Good night, Cliff.
There's
Thank you.
over there.
Good night, Cliff. Yeah, they're the Thanagarians. Yeah. Very cool.
That was really cool that, he didn't mind, going into geek mode and finding stuff from the comics.
Oh, he was a geek himself. I don't care what he says.
No,
Back
I
then,
know,
he was as big a geek as anybody.
but I like that because so people right now they go, oh no, old comics were so stupid and the way they looked. I mean, one of my favorite comic books by Alan Moore is Supreme, especially the first story that he did, the story of
Oh
the
yeah,
year, because he's just taking all the stuff that shouldn't work on a modern superhero story. All that Silver Age stuff from Superman.
right,
He's
right,
making it work. He's making it work. He's making it quote unquote logical because I can make a comic book logical, but just it has enough logic for you to say yes, I buy it, whatever.
right. There's eternal sense to it. Yeah, eternal
Yeah,
logic, internal logic.
yeah. So I thought he did such great job on Supreme. I loved his V for Vendetta. I loved watching him. My favorite all-time comic book. Killing Joke is amazing. Swamp Thing, I love it. It's one of my favorite horror comics, and I don't like horror comics, and it just
Mhm.
I love it. Of course, this issue is wonderful. The Jungle Line. I mean, it's
Jungle
again
Line.
beautiful.
Yeah, right.
It's from
Marvel Man / Miracle Man.
uh yes, Miracle Man is just the most wonderful. Only the 16 issues that he did.
Agreed.
Well, actually there's 15 issues because there's one fill-in issue. He only did like
Yeah.
15 issues without counting the fill-in. Everything afterwards, I love Grant Morrison. I think he's it wasn't Grant Morrison, it was Neil Gaiman. I love Neil Gaiman. I think he's a wonderful writer, but the way he closes off the story for Miracle Man, there's no stories to tell afterwards. That's it.
Right. Absolutely.
What
Sci-Fi
he did,
Mombi. Welcome, Sci-Fi Mombi. Congrats to your Chiefs.
so,
Congratulations on another Super Bowl.
I don't know. I
There you go.
just oh
Yeah, I
there
hear you.
was yesterday, right?
That was yesterday. Yeah, and my friend there is a fan. So
God,
if your team
I,
won,
I
good to go.
I've never in my life watched the Super Bowl. I only watch the whatchamacallit, the trailers for movies. That's it.
Yeah, they had some. In this case, it's sort of like a teaser. Then you have to go over to YouTube to watch the trailer. For the most part, they showed like the Deadpool 3 trailer on there, and some other crap, some trailers. So, but I congratulate you if you won yesterday. Your team out there. There you go. I bet you were happy. It was a rough one. Yeah, it was rough, but a good game at the end there. There you go. There you go, duder. So man, I tell you what, this comic is classic. It's easily in my top 10 all-time favorite. I mean, when I make my top 10 list of favorite comic book stories, which I've often done here and there, I haven't done it in a while. I think I'm going to be doing it again soon. This makes, if it's not top 5, it's in my top 10. It will never be out of my top 10, even if it does fluctuate once in a while. I haven't done the list in a good long time though, but it's right up there. If it's not my favorite Superman story, it's right there from the top 2 or 3. I mean, sometimes it's tough for me to pick between this or whatever happened to Man of Tomorrow.
I like this story a lot, but for me, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow is the greatest.
Yeah, I do love
Because
it. I love it.
spoiler, Superman does something that he's not supposed to do ever, and he
And he punishes himself for it.
doesn't need anybody to tell him what he should do. He knows what he should do because he crossed the line, and he says, "That's it. It can never be Superman because I crossed this line, a line that I put there myself. If I cross this line and I keep being Superman, I'm only lying to myself. I can't do this." Boom. Like you said, punishes himself and does the right thing because he is Superman. It's beautiful. When he cries, if your heart is not destroyed at that moment, then you cannot call yourself, forget a comic books fan, you cannot call yourself a human. That's how good that beat is.
In 2013, when I wrote my epic, ridiculously long review of Man of Steel, I named it from a line from that comic book because there's a line when he's telling Lois after he kills Mitch Spitalik, she's saying, "But you had to. You had no choice." She's trying to, justify to him. He says, "Nobody has the right to kill. Not me. Not Mitch Spitalik. Not you, and not Superman." Then he reiterates, "Especially not Superman." And I named my title of that review was "Especially Not Superman" because that movie was especially not Superman. And I quoted, amongst other things, I gave a big long explanation of what he did when he says that Superman, it applies to him even more because of his power.
Yeah,
in the power he has. It's one thing for mortals; they shouldn't do it either. Hey there, Bro Goo from my old hometown. Good to see you, buddy.
I remember the first time I watched Man of Steel, I liked it. And then I watched it a lot more. I said, okay, there's mistakes here, there's errors there, but I kind of like it. And I started the same thing happened to me with Batman and Robin. I started apologizing for a movie instead of being harder on it. I started apologizing. "Oh, yeah, this doesn't work, but it'll get better. This will." But the thing is, when you see the full picture that Zack Snyder was drawing, then I started hating Man of Steel because his whiny emo Superman never changes. He's always
Yep.
whiny, and
He's the
Superman's
same in the
never
next one. Yeah,
it reminds me kind of a little bit of Luke Skywalker. He starts off being a whiny little brat, but through all the experiences, he changes and he becomes better and better. Like he's not the
by
same
the end
Luke
of Empire, he's a badass. By the end of Empire,
Yeah, by the end of Empire, when he kills himself rather than be the son of Darth Vader. But
yeah,
what I like about that is by the time you get to the end, by the time you get to Return of the Jedi, you could love it or hate it. Luke has fulfilled his arc. He is a
yes, he's
Jedi
great.
master. He is the savior of the universe. He has gone through the hero's journey. So he does not start as a whiny kid who needs to go get his power converters at Tashi Station. He changes, he modifies, he becomes better. But if you look at Man of Steel, and then you go you go to Batman versus Superman, he's still whiny. And then you go to Justice League, and he still is. I mean, not the Just Whedon version, which is to
No, he
me,
was fine in that, but yeah.
yeah, it's a better version of Superman, especially when he fights what's his face, Steppenwolf. He goes, well, I'm all about truth and also about justice. I'm like, oh, that's a very Superman thing to say. But when he was wearing the black suit, I was
Snyder
like,
butt.
hey, look, I like some of Snyder's stuff. I'm not gonna just badmouth him. I love
Rebel
300.
crap sucks, Spike blows.
I love 300. I love
Yeah, I like that too. That's different.
Dawn of the Dead by the remake. I love it. Well, there's another thing. Watchmen is fun certain things like
You got a lot
oh
of stuff wrong though.
of course, but it's like fun
Good
to
night,
see.
Ravenscroft. Good night, Ravenscroft.
It's fun to see Archie flying. It's fun to see Rorschach's mask moving. It's
Oh,
fun
there's
to
all
hear.
kind of beautiful things in it, but he got so much shit wrong.
Well, of course, he doesn't understand anything about
True.
comic books. He understands pictures. He
Yeah.
actually doesn't read them. He just looks at the pictures.
True.
He's a horrible actor's director.
Yeah.
When he gets the right cast, they can sort of kind of direct themselves and they do the things. But like in Watchmen, the cast was so all over the place. Some of the line deliveries are awful. I mean, one of my favorite lines in Watchmen is when Dan Dryberg, my favorite character, Night Owl too, says, "Whatever happened to the American dream?" And comedian says,
came true.
"What?"
You're looking at it.
Yeah, but the way the actor delivers it, who's a good actor, the way he delivers it is
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah, it's bad.
It's so over the top, so melodramatic. There's no punch to it. He just says it so, there's no context. I mean, he doesn't have to scream it. He just has to mean it. And his comedian never means anything.
Yeah, and what Jackie Earle Haley's worth the price of admission.
Of course.
He's fantastic, but they did two things that were terribly wrong. First of all, when he falls from like 5 stories in the comics, he breaks his leg and gets the shit beat out of him. That's the whole point of Watchmen. These people are very human and fallible, wearing normal clothes. In the movie, he just jumps up and goes Bruce Lee on 20 cops. It was so stupid. He was doing all this chop socky shit. Like, I wanted to find Zack Snyder. Then, almost as bad, is he changed the whole scene when he found the child murderer. And instead of chaining him to the furnace thing and burning him in the building, he just chops him up with a meat cleaver, which totally does not work.
Nope, does not.
It doesn't make any sense, and it destroyed the drama of how Alan Moore had him chained a guy up to a stove, left him like a cutting tool, and said, "Shouldn't bother trying to solve my out. You'll never make it," and then let him burn.
Yeah, and because it goes to that other line where he says, what's his
I'm not locked up in here with you. You're all locked up in here with me.
No. What's his real name? I forget his Rorschach's real name.
Walter J. Kovacs.
Okay. He goes, Kovacs closed his eyes. Rorschach opened
them. Totally destroyed the origin of Rorschach with that idiot scene. And there are other stuff like, when Night Owl 2 and Silk Spectre 2 are fighting the Knot Tops in the alley. That's supposed to be like a really dirty, like street level normal type of fight. But they're jumping around like it's the Matrix, like they're flying around, kung fu and like these slow motion scenes. All the fight scenes look Matrixy, you know what I mean? Like, that's not what the whole point of Watchmen was. That you don't have that. They fight like normal people. They're not Batman. They're not. I mean, they don't have the same kind of except for Ozymandias. He's the only one that can do crazy martial arts stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The
same thing that he did with Batman. I mean, Batman in Batman versus Superman moves like a video game character. He does not move like a human being.
True.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It takes away from what he's trying to build. Because
but at least Batman's Batman. I mean, Rorschach and Night Owl can't fight like
Batman. He made the movie so dark because he wanted to be so real.
Yeah.
And then the character moves like a video game character. I'm like, what's contradicting yourself, my friend.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Something. Oh my goodness.
Okay, man. This has been fun, but as you have mentioned before, I
understand, bro. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me, man. I appreciate it.
Diet because I'm a fitness.
That's good. Run along, brother. I got you. You hung out with me, and I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
I gotta go eat now because I had to go eat at 10, but the conversation was so much fun.
Cool.
I couldn't get away, but I gotta go eat because if not, I'm gonna die from starvation. But
don't do that. And let's do it again soon, brother.
Thank you for waiting for me. We got to do some Legion stuff. I mean, come on, Great Darkness, one of my favorite sagas, if you will. I love it.
It's on.
I know you hate the 5-year Legion gap.
I do. So won't be touching that.
But you know what?
Look, we're stopping in 1989. See that right there? 89 is when I'm cutting it off.
You know what a lot of people don't talk about. There was a comic book called Secret Origins.
Yeah,
came out.
We're doing those too.
Came out right after what's his name? The Crisis.
Yeah, I have all those. We're doing those.
And they did a lot of origins of the Legionnaires. And my favorite one is, of course, the one where they touch upon Phantom Girl's origin. Because, of course, it involves my favorite Legionnaire. His name is, of course, Jonah, alias Ultra Boy. What? Don't even start with the whale thing. Okay, don't even start. Don't even go there.
It was a whale of a good comic.
It was not a whale. It was a space. It's an ultra space energy.
Did I name him? Hey.
It was
my fault.
An ultra energy monster. Okay. Hence, his name is Ultra Boy.
As long as you can stomach that origin, and and you have the patience for it.
It is not a whale. Don't even start with me. Okay. Yes.
All right, buddy.
Okay, man. It was great.
Good, man. Everybody, Carlos from Comics Mania. We'll put the link up there again. Please go to his channel.
Please.
And subscribe and his Instagram, please. Thank you so much.
Like I said, you will not understand much of the content because it's in Spanish, but I interview half naked women. And we will be putting up those
on the YouTube as well. You have that on there?
You're definitely going to love it. What?
On the YouTube channel too? Or just the
yeah, it's gonna be the full video on the YouTube channel, and then we're gonna slice them up, and we're gonna put them on the YouTube Shorts, and also in the Instagram Reels, because a lot of people just enjoy, and of course TikToks, because you if it's like a minute, and all my interviews are like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and and the girls are really nice. It's
nice.
I really enjoy myself. Really enjoy myself. Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
Crazy. Okay, my friend. See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy. Take care. Everybody, Carlos.
Bye.
Indeed. Hey, Grim. What's up? Good to see you. Welcome to Clobbering Times. Hello, hello, hello. Well, I'm going to hang around a little bit longer here. And just talk to you all if you have anything. Steven says, not to mention that Lois Lane got to play Dragon's Lair on Kryptonian ship in Man of Steel with AI. Oh yeah, oh god, Jarrell is her god. Ugh. God, I hate that movie. Hate that movie. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for that. You're the man, brother. Appreciate you. So that was cool. Let's see, to the rest of Superman month. I don't know. I'm going to review it. I think for the next 2 weeks on Monday night, what if I review All-Star Superman in 2 parts? Like, I'll review the first 6 issues. If I can get someone to do it with me, I will. But if I can't, I'll just do it myself. Starting next week, I'll review the first 6 issues. Let me see. Let me look at my calendar here. Maybe starting the week after that. Let me see how many Mondays I have left. Let's see here. Okay, I have today is the 12th. So I only have 2 more Mondays left for Superman month. Of course, says I haven't got anything to add apart from time to hang up my boots. Oh, y'all have a great night. Thank you, buddy, for being here. Appreciate everything you do, Chris Persia. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you, and have a great night. And rest and be well, buddy. I'd say happy Mardi Gras to you, but you don't have Mardi Gras up there. But it's happy Mardi Gras to somebody, I'm sure. In New Orleans will have it tomorrow. Let's see. So the 19th. Yeah, let's see. Both of those are wild card. Both of those are Monday Night Market Comic Stock. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to review, what the hell? If I have to do it by myself, RT and says, let's see, says, would you review Red Sun? All-Star Superman is definitely worth a look. Any love for Superman Brainiac? I know Jeff Johns, but a good story. Any Kingdom Come, which is really a Superman story. To go backwards, J-Man and I reviewed Kingdom Come a couple of years back. I'll put the link in the description where we did a whole show about it. Let's go. Let me go find it. All right, let's see. A couple years back now. Where you Kingdom Come area? Okay, so RR, here's a link. In my chat now, that's for the one that J-Man and I reviewed Kingdom Come that night. Okay. Oh, thank you, Steven. I appreciate it. Again, I got to find out. Let's see. So, to answer your other questions, let's see here. The Superman Brainiac one, I wasn't too big of a fan of. I think I read that a long time when it came out. I like Red Sun. Okay, I've read it one time. Thought it was okay. One day, who knows? I mean, it started beyond the realm of possibility. But usually, for some, when I review something, it's something I'm really, really excited about. As far as the classic comics review, I have no problem with trying something different. So yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibility of reviewing any of those two. But I really want to do. I wanted to do All-Star Superman for a while. Thanks, Claudia. I'll check out Kingdom Come. Is probably one of my favorite DC story of all time. Wow, it's great. I love it. I know Wade probably borrowed the idea from Moore. He did. Moore's Twilight. Yeah. The Ross art is magical. Agreed. Wade's a tool, but he did a fine job. I love that comic. So yeah, I might, like I said, I might do. Yeah, I think I need to just pull the trigger and do. I'll do it in two parts because there's, they're 12 issues. And Loki and I reviewed the All-Star Superman movie. I mean, I've reread All-Star Superman a few times or a couple times. Last time I did was a couple of years back now. So we definitely need to go back and reread them. I could probably get the first 6 issues read by Monday. I got to figure out if there's anybody I know that is interested in reviewing it with me. So, if not, I'll just do it by my damn self. We could just skim them, I guess. I don't know. That's a lot of. It's 12 issues now. That's a tall order. I'll make the decision by Wednesday or Thursday whether or not I'm going to review All Stars. I'm going to hold off on a definitive decision on that because it's a lot of a comic. It's 12 issues. This, it's one thing to just spur of the moment pick a one issue thing like this. Now this one, like Superman Annual that we did tonight, again, that was a year ago we planned to do that, and Carlos couldn't make it, and something came up. So there was, that was always going to be something I would just review with him alone. So, and then just let it go by the wayside. A year later, I'm like, oh, here it comes up again. Let's do it. So, also, the All-Star, yeah, I really liked the movie. They just left some stuff out that I would love to have seen covered, but I love the movie. Also, movie's pretty good adaptation. It leaves stuff out, but captures the spirit of the original. Yes, agreed. Especially the characterization of Superman. Agreed. It's beautiful. I love it. Matthew Pounder, hasn't read that one? I think you might like it. I went back and read it again. I want to say 2 or 3 years ago now, and thoroughly enjoyed it again, as I always have. It's a beautiful book. It's a great Superman story. It's almost as if Morrison intentionally wrote the thing to where if the post-crisis Superman never existed, the John Byrne revamp never happened, and he just went on the pre-crisis Superman had continued into the 21st century. Sort of, it seemed like that it's that Superman to me. Almost, and he's so incredibly powerful. But I love it. I just love that story. But I also want to review Sand Superman saga. I've meant to do that for a long time. So I might just throw a curveball in there. And if I don't do, this would be the perfect time to do All-Star Superman now. Damn. But I want to do the Sand Superman saga. Poop. What is one to do? What is one to do? I'll think of something. Dang it. RRT and Z. Why I dislike Moore's ending of Superman is that he quits, yes, for more reasons, but also gruesome and depressing. Also, Superman is very uplifting, and despite the end, he quits because Superman, you have to understand something on that one. You probably do. I'm not going to talk down to you like you don't know. The only reason he did that is he didn't necessarily, we're not sure. He felt that he was forced to violate his biggest rule. So I didn't look at it as quitting, as him punishing himself for breaking the rule he said he swore never to break. I don't look at it as quitting. He believed he's overstepped his bounds and he quit. But another thing is, it was only done because that Superman was being ended. Alan Moore wanted to do the ending because if that Superman had not, if they weren't saying we're starting with a completely new one, which I hate John Byrne's relaunch, then I wouldn't like it either. I would be like, no, hell no. But because we were never getting the Silver Age, the Golden Silver / Bronze Age Superman again, I don't mind them doing an ending to it. All stories should end. Alan Moore believes that stories end. I don't want it to end, but if we're never going to see it again, they replaced him. They were replacing that Superman. So if that's the case, if you want to do a really great story, which I think this was, that encompasses the lore, that puts kind of it's sort of like, I don't want it to end, but if there's an ending, that's the ending it would be. It's a double-edged sword, and it is a paradox. Like, I don't want there to be an ending, but there has to be. Let him go out like that. So I didn't want there to be an ending. If there was not going to be an ending, and then in other words, if that comic book were done just because someone wanted to do it, that would be one thing. But they already said we're ending it, and if Alan Moore does it in it, someone's going to do it. And Alan Moore wanted it to be him back when he gave a shit about comics. And he wanted to do it, Superman going out, staying true to his principles and his message. So I had no problem with that. Again, it's also sort of in a sense, it's almost an Elseworlds type of story, because you could always just say, man, it's Elseworlds. He didn't quit, though. The more problem with Superman quitting is that he's walking away from everyone he could have saved. Had he kept going, Morrison Superman goes out of the world, literally saving the world in his final breath. Yes, but Superman didn't quit. He broke his own rule and he punished himself for it. Better than the official ending of DC Comics 97 presents 97. Wow, I haven't read that forever. I guess I bought it. So again, the only reason why I approve of it, RR, is because it was never that Superman was going away forever. And he broke his own rule. So, in a special instance, I make allowance for it. Also make allowance for it because it's such a good story. And I'm like, if they'd come out and said it's an Elseworlds, it would have been easier to digest for me. But no, that's cool, RR. At least when we argue about this, when we're arguing about the real Superman, when we argue about Man of Steel, that has nothing to do with Superman. So, So at least we're talking about the real deal Superman, whether we like the story or not. But I see what you're saying, and I don't even disagree with you. I still love the story enough to give it a pass because we're never going to get that Superman back. Well, we sort of got him back. It was called Supreme. If we were going to get that Superman back, I would have been furious at that story. Or, to be precise, the ending of that story. Although, if you remember, RR, there's one thing to remember is we're not so sure he, quote-unquote, quit either. Because did he, in fact, walk into the gold kryptonite chamber? Alan Moore had him he had Superman wink at the audience. in his new persona or his new identity. And the remember there's a scene in the last panel where Superman and Lois's baby is playing around and squeezes a diamond thingy and turns it into a diamond. But Matthew Pounder, aren't they all? Do you remember that last scene, RR? Let's try to pull it up again. Find you. Why do I keep putting this in the wrong spot? Damn it to hell. Sorry, let me find it. I'm going to show you. What am I looking for? Action. That's right. Action Comics. 583. Take it 583. Let's see. There you are. Okay. All right, if you look at this page right here, that's supposed to be Superman after he gave his powers up. Oliver Belamonte. Okay, look at this. Did he really quit? Did Superman really quit? Or was he just hiding and using his powers? We don't know. Because if you look at this scene right here, there's Superman's baby. That's Superman and Lois. That's him and under his, under his new identity. There's the baby playing with coal. And look what he does. Must there be a Superman? That's a good one to do. Maybe we'll do like a one-off thing. Some random old Superman comics. That's what I might do. I'm about to look at DC Presents 97 now. So Oliver Belamonte says Superman for All Seasons, 1972. Must there be a Superman? That's one. Superman for All Seasons was interesting. Superman Exile, Superman Secret Identity. That was good. By Busiek. Superman 775. That's I hated Birthright. I'm one of those who hates Birthrights, Oliver, but I understand a lot of people like it. I don't like it. But yeah, look at that. See what he did. I hate to be the one that have to change those diapers, says D-Bud. So there you go. Look at that. I wonder. We turned the coal into a diamond. That means he is super baby. I cannot agree. I could not agree less. Or I did not interpret it that way at all. In fact, he could have been he could have become a secret Superman for all we know. But either way, it was the closing out of the story. No, Superman would never quit. But DC Comics quit on Superman by getting rid of this Superman. DC Comics quit on Superman by having John Byrne ruin him. Alan Moore just closed the story up. Which I would not have been favored for if I knew I was never going to get my Superman again. It's the only reason I love this, because the story's really great, and the ending would have aggravated me if not for that. But I also do think Superman sticks to his principles. So, but you're not the first one to say that. I just don't agree with your conclusion. Actually, no. I actually do agree with your conclusion. I don't think it applies. Let's put it like that. Because given the same conclusion, I'd be on the same page with you. But I don't think it applies because this is a story that's really, it's called an imaginary story. And then Alan Moore put it that, but then again, aren't they all? But that is the thing to remember. It was the thing that DC Comics used to always do. When they would just tell stories that don't fit into continuity, it would say, this is just an imaginary story. So, but then again, weren't they all? Well, he quit. If you call it quitting, again, he punished himself for breaking his own rule. He set a rule that he broke, and he said if he ever broke it, he would make the exception, and he would give up his powers because he felt look, whether we agree with his philosophy or not, if you want to call it quitting, call it quitting. Superman made a rule for himself that Superman cannot kill. I don't agree with you there. I mean, he quit for a different circumstance. See, Captain America in Endgame quit so he could marry some chick and mess around and be happy. Superman, if he quit in this thing, he quit because he broke his rule against killing. And he had to do it, but he still did it. And he made a rule, and he stuck to his rule. So you could call it quitting, or you could call him, living by his own rules. Putin's cat, what's up? Well, that's what I'm saying, Matthew. Obviously, he must have passed his powers on to his son, or maybe he impregnated Lois before he lost his powers. D-Bud, that's what I'm saying. He stood by his moral code. I don't look at that as quitting. I look at what Steve Rogers did in Endgame as quitting. I think we agree that we both love the character, although we enjoy different approaches to the character. I understand what you're saying. As you understand my point of view, we don't agree, but that's fine. But see, in this instance, we're talking about a decision with a story that did involve Superman. So yeah, it's fine that we have different outlook on that. Man of Steel has nothing to do with Superman though, because Superman's never in that movie, and because they used the name twice in the movie. But in Man of Steel, he never acts upon Superman's principles except when he's young Clark, and when he's young Clark saving the kids in the bus, and when he's saving the men on the rig. And then Paul Kent tells him he probably shouldn't have saved it, and he lets Paul Kent die. And when he finally puts on that shitty body condom, he never in the movie acts like Superman when he's dressed up supposedly being Superman. And he's just mopey, man, and it's just a dreary mess. So that movie, in that one, whenever we say we like or dislike, we can like it or dislike all we want and have a disagreement. But that movie doesn't involve Superman. None of Superman's values. That movie doesn't tout Superman's values the way, but anything else that has Superman in it, we could argue, have more of a Superman type argument. I would go to the creator, Siegel and Schuster, have the final say. I would go with them. Well, at that time, they were alive. I think they were still alive when this comic was made, but, things change. I'm not sure what they would say, Larry. Siegel and Schuster did have Superman killing people in the 40s, so yeah. Man of Steel contains no Superman. Now, I actually take that back. Remember, I always say, when he rescues the guys on the rig and when young Clark rescues the kids on the bus, he's acting like Superman. The rest of the time, he never does. So that's why it's Man of Steel. It's not even Superman. Mopey man. But, Hack Snyder had no respect for Superman. Schuster drew his final drawing in Action 544. Yeah. Poor old Schuster. Siegel and Schuster were so abused. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I might just do some, instead of doing All-Star, I want to do All-Star Superman, but it would take so much time. I get someone to do that one with me, but I think I might do. I want to do the Sand Superman saga, but that takes a bit too. But I'm going to do that this month. I got to find a way to get that done. Well, Siegel and Schuster, I'm afraid we're never going to get their word on it, one way or the other. Larry. I wish we could. Boy, do I wish we could. I need water. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. Oliver Belamonte says, I was surprised at Kingdom Come Comics as it shows Superman quitting being a superhero because the International Supreme Court acquits the anti-hero Magog for killing the Joker. Now, see, true. He does quit in Kingdom Come, but he does come back. Hey, look who's here.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, duder?
Good to see everyone. Yeah, sorry, I was busy with lots of stuff tonight, and son came home, so I just wanted to pop in and say hi.
I'm glad you did. RR says, somebody says here, as your guest said, Snyder face doesn't understand comics. True. Bitch versus Shite is a dreadful adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns, in which, Evan does everything to avoid killing Superman. Snyder looks at the pictures, but not the words. That's a true story. I'm with you there, dude. Snyder. He even came out when he was hired and said that he didn't like Superman, and he proved it. Boy, did he prove it. So what's going on,
not much, but I was gonna say, yeah, that's what you get when you have all these comic book movie creators. I was watching. Who was I watching today? Was that Midnight's Edge? I was lurking there, and all these people, and I've read the articles too. Where we've never read any of the comics. We don't know anything about the comics, but we're making a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
From Daredevil down to Echo. There's those Eternals. I mean, at least if you're gonna do something, read the damn. Some of the books at least.
Well, they showed that video recently. I guess you saw that one with the guy. A few people. They interviewed a bunch of people. There were snippets. Were they taken out of context? I don't know, but they were snippets. But they were people that worked on a bunch of different Marvel projects of late, and all told how they were told not to read comics. I didn't read comics that much. I've never read comics. Blah blah blah. And, I was never into comics. Yeah, okay. But yeah.
But that's like the producer. It's a big problem, yeah, because then you've got all these classic stories. Well, who was the producer of Wrath of Khan?
Nicholas Meyer. I know people love
the director. No, the producer.
Bennett.
Yeah, so he watched. He went back when he wasn't a Star Trek.
He went back
person.
to watch it, but he was hired to produce it.
Yeah,
every episode.
But that's what you want to do. So yeah, and back then it wasn't easy to watch every episode, right? I mean,
yeah,
you had to get film. He had to get it on film, I think.
Yeah, or masters from the studio or what have you. Yeah. Right. They gave him. Yeah, it wasn't just a. I mean, he may have. There were VCRs at that point, but they had to give him copies. He couldn't. They weren't on sale. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. But he's like, I'm doing Star Trek. I'm going to watch the whole damn series and look how. And then he just. Well, I'm not saying he discovered Space Seed, but he discovered it, watching it for the first time and said, "Oh, there's something good there that we could maybe continue." So, of course, it ended up being
and then he made Nicholas Meyer watch it too. So,
yeah. But of course, then they kind of went overboard with the Khan stuff later on. But in terms of trying to copy that success, but
yeah. But see, but at least, like you say, do your research. Richard Donner. And he knew about Superman, and he probably read some comics as a kid. But one thing, he respected it. He knew Superman was big. Remember when Superman was made? Superman the movie was made by Richard Donner. They started way before it was released in 1978, so it'd been in production for a couple of years. And he wasn't like the biggest Superman aficionado or anything, but he'd read comics as a kid. He'd seen the TV show. Superman only been around for right around not even 30 years at that point. But so he'd been around, enough people knew of him that he saw that stupid Mario Puzo script and said, no, we're going to redo this. He said, I think we should treat it with respect. He should be treated like an icon, make it grandiose, and he did that. He treated the character with respect.
Yeah.
And it's not like he was the biggest comic book slave to comic fan, but he still he had the right approach. So
no, yeah, it was, and look how good that turned out. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you could not know the character and kind of fall into it, as a director, if you've happen to have a good story, but you don't know all the nuances of the character, and that's what drives you nuts when you watch some of these things. We reviewed Eternals before the movie, there was nothing of Eternals, and we all admit it too. It's not the art is gorgeous, but it's not Kirby's best creative work. Not that I could create anything half as good as that, but compared to his other works and stories, it's not an A++er. It's good though. But there was nothing of Kirby in that movie. There was no, I mean, they could have gone all out with all the Kirby machines and creations and costumes and characters and nothing.
There's when you say nothing, it sounds like you're exaggerating. You're not. There's zero.
Yeah.
0, 0, 0. Interesting you say that. I don't know about Nicholas Meyer, but Gene Roddenberry was heavily influenced by the Hornblower novels because he loved them as a kid. Oliver says, Claudia, which anti-hero in the Superman comics challenged Superman's non-killing justice philosophy, Manchester Black or Magog? Well, it was kind of both, really. They both did it at one point, but Magog certainly did, and Manchester Black did as well. Man, I tell you what, that animated movie, Superman versus the Elite's really cool because it deals with Manchester Black, which is basically kind of like the Authority, the Elite. That was really good. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was that like 5 years ago now, or is that?
Oh, it was pretty 2012.
Well, that long? Oh, God.
Yeah. 2011 or 12. And it was something like 11, maybe 12, somewhere right there. But yeah, man, it was just what's so great about that one again, and that's one of the many things I touched on in my ridiculously epic Man of Steel review I wrote in 2013, right after I saw the movie. I also referenced that book. I mean, there's a scene in there, and it's from a comic. It was called "What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way" by Joe Kelly, I think it is.
Yeah,
so there's a scene in there where he's talking about he saw these kids. I don't know if it was talking on social media or whatever it was. Someone was talking about they all loved the Elite. Superman was passe. Nobody respected Superman anymore because they were running around doing whatever the hell they want. They were killing. He said some kid said it would be fun to kill like the Elite does. And he's sitting there talking to Lois as Clark. He goes, "Fun to kill. When did we get to that? It would be fun to kill."
Yeah.
And so the scene when Superman finally decides how to handle them, when he goes off on them and scares them and makes them think he's going to kill them and not play by the same rules, he scares them shitless. Yeah. That's such a cool scene. I might review that. I don't know if Loki and I reviewed it. It's such a cool ass thing.
Right? Yeah.
When he fights them on the moon and stuff and starts scaring the crap out of them because he's thinking, you know what? This is the way you guys want to play? I'll take okay.
Guess what?
You think I'm a sissy for not killing? Okay, I'm gonna start doing it the way you guys do. Let's kill each other. And dude, it was beautiful. He pretended to kill, he pretended like he was gonna really kill him. and scared the crap out of him. So you want Superman to kill? This is what you get.
Right.
That's why I love that story. Yeah, I mean, as an imaginary story, him showing that he's willing to punish himself for breaking his own rule. And because we were arguing earlier about whatever happens to the Man of Tomorrow, though some of our friends here don't like it, but I love it. The one where the Alan Moore one where he gave up his powers because he killed Mitch Spittle.
Yeah, at the very end, at the very end of the story, right? Yeah, because he said Superman would. Well, basically, Superman wouldn't do that, right?
He said this. I named my Man of Steel review after this because after this quote from that comic where he said, he says, no one's allowed to kill. No one has the right to kill. Not Mitch Spittle. He was telling it to Lois, not you, and not Superman. And he says, especially not Superman. Matt Pott, hey there, buddy. Good to see you, my friend.
Well, Matt.
Been watching the New Adventures of Superman. Okay, you talking about the Are you talking about that new thing they got on Match, or are you talking about the old animated cartoon Bruce Timm? Talking about the Bruce Timm verse one? No, that's New Adventures of Superman. That's called My Adventures of Superman. Sorry. Which one are you talking about, Matt? Let me know.
A classic filmation, he's saying.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. The classic film. I love those.
That was new 40 years ago or 50 years ago. Yeah,
yeah. They were called the New Adventures of Superman. You're right. I love I love those, and I love the Superboy ones too. That's probably. I'm not. I'm very old, Matt, and I think that's where first time I ever saw Superman was on that cartoon. I was like 2 years old or less, and that came on Saturday mornings. That's the first. That's the first show Filmation made. Did you know that?
Oh, it was the first one. Yeah,
their first show. I'm pretty sure. I always say that, and then I found out because I saw it in the documentary, and I turned out. Oh, but no, I think it is. And they had very, very, very limited animation. That's true. No Superboy on the DVDs because of copyrights. It pisses me off. I got bootlegs of it. They didn't do as many of the Superboy one, but I have them.
And is that ever going to get resolved with Superboy or the copyright to that? Or they just that's the but that's the estate. The estate. I guess they won't. They've got to show me the money before they can use Superboy again, or how does it work?
I don't know. But I mean, you think they'd have it resolved by now, but it's a messy mess. They still do Superboy comics. I mean, so I don't know, but I can hear that music that now that he mentions it, famous. So this comic that Carlos and I were talking about tonight, have you ever read it?
Yes. Oh yeah, I read that. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Because didn't you review that another time, like a bunch of years ago? You've never reviewed that one?
No, before that we reviewed Whatever Happened to Man of Tomorrow. The one that we were all talking about earlier. That me
yeah. And then this is the man who has everything. Okay.
Yeah, Max von Priestley and I reviewed Whatever Happened to Man of Tomorrow not too long. Well, about a year and a half ago. Maybe 2 years ago.
Okay, that's what I'm mixing up in my snail.
Carlos and I were going to review this a year ago, and he couldn't make it, so I had to put it off. And then a year later, I said, "Oh, let's do it." So, anyway, we had a lot of fun reviewing this tonight. That's a great comic. This is one. I mean, like I said, I didn't like the Justice League Unlimited adaptation of this. Agreed, Matthew Pounder. No Legion without Superboy.
That's for sure. Yeah, Superboy is the Legion. I mean, well.
Exactly. No Legion without Superboy. My Legion, my wonderful Legion. See, he's there and he's there. He's my favorite Legionnaire, but if you don't count him, then it's Monel. Yep. So I was trying to decide whether to use the next two Monday Night Mark Z Talks in Superman month to review All-Star Superman, the comic in parts of 12 issues. I could do 6 a week.
Or 4 a week?
There's 12 issues.
12 issues? What if you do 4 then 3 weeks? Yeah.
No, there's only have 2 more Mondays.
Because you're doing the Superman month. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
6, I mean, I don't know. I could
math is hard.
I guess burn through them, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that's a lot of issues to do. I mean,
it is.
That's all. You want to give that story.
I was looking at my
justice. Yeah.
I was looking at my old Clobby's review playlist and realized, I didn't get half the reviews done I wanted to get this year. Every year, I start out And I say I'm gonna do a lot more comic reviews than I've been doing.
Yep.
Because I want to. Just because I want to.
Oh, they're fun. Oh. They're fun, yeah.
Oh yeah. And I do some, but I do two of them. I do them on J-Man's channel, of course. Let's see here. Anyway, so let me put this here. There we go. Playlist. So there's my playlist of them. And when you think I haven't done enough,
better stop slacking off.
I'm a slacker face. So my first one I ever did was with the great Mark C. Rest his soul.
God bless him. Yep.
We did Justice. Did you ever read that comic? That's a great comic.
Let's see if I read that. I might have read that.
Brilliant comic. Anyway, so we did Justice, and then we did the coming. Look, that's three years ago.
Well, Kingdom Come. Wow, 3 years ago. Yeah.
We did the Justice about 3.5 years ago. We did the Coming of Galactus.
Yep.
You and I did Eternals. Didn't we have somebody else join us?
And Nick Weiser was there with us too. Wasn't Nick Weiser with
anybody else? There was just Nick. Yeah, Nick.
Was it LT or
Nick joined?
Pretty sure it was Nick. That's maybe LT.
Yeah, I don't know if he joined us for that. No, you're thinking of something else. Then Purple Valkyrie and I did it. We were doing a normal show, but I clipped. It's the only clip here. I clipped the review we did of a special Incredible Hulk issue called "Feeding Billy: The Strangest Hulk Story Ever."
Yeah. I mean, that was just someone brought it up, or you brought it up, like crazy stories.
Crazy stories.
Yeah.
Steve
and then you ended up pulling it up and reviewing it. Yeah, that's a freaky story, God.
Yep. And then there's then later, 2 years ago, I did on Wildcard Wednesday night. I did a with Max von Priestley, my friend. We did Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Then you and I, we did. I mean, then 2 years ago now, we did.
Galactus?
No, we did. No, I did Galactus with Mark C.
Oh, that's Mark C. Yeah.
We did 2-in-1 Marvel 2-in-1 annual.
Number 7.
Greatness. And then not too long after that, it's just a year ago. It's way more than a year ago. This thing's way off. J-Man and I did Kingdom Come.
Yep, I remember that.
Nick Weiser and I
I've got that.
Yep, of course. Nick Weiser and I did Daredevil Born Again. Then you and me and LT did Wolverine. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yep. That was fun, yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
So that was 4 issues that we did, yeah.
I got my Dolph Lundgren membership from a gift from Nick today. I did an unboxing video of it. Oh, everyone, please go to D-Bud's channel. Oh, D-Bud, let me go to. I need to go to his channel and subscribe. I think I'm subscribed, but I'm not subscribed, but now I am. He did an unboxing. I'll keep that video there and watch it when we get done. Thank you, D-Bud.
I might have to ask Nick for some swag.
Oh, we'll get some swag from Nick, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a member, but I don't think I'm a high enough level member.
Me either. I guess I have to move up my membership thingy.
Yeah.
Next, we did the Batman Hulk crossover. That was me and J-Man, I think. J-Man did that? Yeah, J-Man. That you and I finally did Hercules. Remember we were talking about doing Hercules? We did Hercules.
Yeah, Bob Layton. Yep. One of my favorites. Yep.
And then
he's got a good Twitter feed too. Bob Layton's pretty active.
Oh, I follow it and retweet him all the time. Yeah.
Yep.
Then you and I did Hercules. That was great. We did then Mark the Great Ace Cast Iron and I did the first Superman Spider-Man team up. We need to do the second one soon. Then you and I did Thing Hulk, a graphic novel.
The Bernie Wrightson, right?
Change. Yep. The J-Man and I did Batman number 321. Dreadful Birthday to Joker. Wow, then you and I did Fantastic Four number 51, duder.
All right, yeah.
And then J-Man and I did Superman DC Comics presents number 29 with Spectre. I think it was 29. Then after that, we did a Earth B with a, we did an Earth B. We did, and then Carlos and I did Captain America Batman team up. How about that?
Not bad, yeah.
And then who did Superman Peace on Earth with me? Damn, I don't know who did that with me. Did I do it by myself, or did you do it with me?
I think you did that, right?
Oh man, I don't know.
I don't think I was there for that one.
It was a Christmassy one, Monday Night March. Okay. Then of course another Earth B. Then Purple Valkyrie and I did a Christmas Marvel comic with Doctor Doom. And then another Earth B. Monday Night March took random comic review. Another Earth B, and another Earth B, and another one Earth B. Then D-Bud and I did Iron Man issue number, what was that, number 5, was it, or 4? 4 or 5, one of them. Then there was, it's a Star Trek comic. Earth B, Defenders. I reviewed my first Captain America comic, Earth B, Defenders, Random Classic Comics. Did you review this one with me? Kirby, was it? The Jack Kirby issue, but I can't remember what it was. Can't see the notes, too small. FF issue.
Let's see.
And then there's another random Kirby review, Earth B, another random Kirby
You've
review.
done quite
Earth
a
B.
few reviews, though, you got to say.
I guess I've done a few, yeah. Another random one, Earth B, random. Star Trek. The Star Trek Doctor Who crossover. Earth B, Star Trek Doctor Who crossover. Random. Earth B tonight, and this one tonight. I guess I got a few.
Crazy Haney tonight. God.
Issue number 6. Sorry, David. Yeah, that was the craziest. If you listen to that, I'm probably going to have to pay reparations. Anyone heard the insanity? Did you hear any of that insanity?
I heard, yeah, I was lurking tonight, yeah, and I said hi for a few minutes, yeah.
Did you catch the part where Superman created another city by causing an earthquake?
Yeah, it was a total
a duplicate city that's one day in the past.
Right.
Hey, Captain Infinity popped in, but I guess he must have popped out because that would have ruined this. I mean, he would have been having a fit with the time police. He grabbed a stretch of the San Andreas fault, pulled it up and down like you're pulling up a rug. It caused some kind of a tremor, and it created a duplicate city that's a day in the past. And then they sent the Super Sons in there, not knowing, they didn't know what they were going. They thought they were just going to a normal city, fight some stupid gangsters that killed them, or almost killed them. We thought Brave and the Bold number 124 was the wackiest story he ever did. After reading that and paying a lot more closer attention to it tonight, I don't know. World's Finest 215 might take the cake. So from here henceforth this year, I think we're going to do the Super Sons instead of, because if it, anywhere wacky, because I've read them. I have a trade paperback that has those reprinted. It's been a while since I've read a bunch of them, but I forgot how wacky that story was, so I went back and read it again. Whew.
Craziness, right?
I mean, that guy was on some serious. Well, Fanti did kind of say it pretty well when he said, people say, "What do you mean?" He said, "What do you mean continuity?" He didn't have continuity from one panel to the next.
Yeah, one panel to the next, right?
Oh my God! I did okay, and I apologize for abusing the word duplicate every 5 seconds. I couldn't help it.
Duplicate. Yeah.
Oh, duplicate. Everything was duplicate.
Duplicate girl. Yep.
Yeah. Duo damsel.
Dual damsel. Yep.
Yeah. Triplicate girl. Well, triplicate. Yeah.
Yeah, she became dual damsel.
Yeah. And I still say, Bouncing Boy was a lucky man. He married Duo Damsel. He wasn't dating her when she was Triplicate Girl, but I think he was seeing her, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Triplicate Girl liked Superboy at first. Yes, the soap opera of Legion romances. Raquel would love that. Not
Right, yeah.
Raquel, you wouldn't love that. I'm kidding.
for sure.
So what you got going on? Anything in particular?
I did get some new comics. If you
Oh
want
my
to see them.
goodness! Would you all like to humiliate Mark's comics tonight or no?
You probably don't want to see them, but
If you feel like it now, we're game because let's do it. It's still comics talk night.
okay, all right.
But only if you
Don't make
feel
too
like
much fun of me. Yeah,
only if you feel like the humiliation that follows.
right. Let me just get my camera turned on here. Let me just.
It is. We don't have a theme or anything yet, folks. We'll get one. It's Mark C's New Comics Night. Mark C's New Comics he sees. Spends money on new comics. I'll work on that. We'll get something.
Raquel will make something for her. Well, we shouldn't ask her to do that, but
no, she'll do it.
She would. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, but we'd have to give her like really lousy comics to use, like pictures and stuff.
They move the Liberator out of the way. We don't want to knock the Liberator over.
Or as D-Bud says, only if you consider new comics, that's comics. That's a good one. I like that. Nice, nice, D-Bud. Bagel.
That should work. I got the Liberator back there. So.
New comics. Happy Mardi Gras, everybody.
All right.
In New Orleans, anyway.
So you're supposed to eat and drink as much as you can until
Yeah.
Lent, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. You're supposed to.
So I should pick out tonight, I guess, right?
Yeah, unless that's right. Because that would be. Do you practice Lent?
Usually I don't, no, but I should.
Are you only supposed to
Catholic.
do it?
I'm Catholic. No, but yeah, I'm joking. But yeah,
Aren't you supposed to?
Yeah, you are. Well, you don't have to, but Fat Tuesday, yeah, that's the whole idea. You splurge before you have to.
Well, I'm fat every Tuesday, so.
No, if Raquel was here, she'd say, "No, stop it."
True.
All right, let's get the camera turned on here. Settings. Let's select the right camera. There we go. So not too many issues this week. Or they usually get them twice a month. So this is Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. This is fun demon slaying stuff.
Enjoying that one, are you?
Yeah, it's fun. It's an independent creator, so. And allegedly they're making a Netflix thing about this. We'll see.
Okay. Oliver says Avengers actor Mark Ruffalo gets to star of the Hollywood Walk of Fame as he is greeted by his family and friends, plus her co-star, I guess his co-star, her?
Yeah, his co-star,
Jennifer Garner in 2004 rom-com film 13 going on 30. Never heard of it.
That was the one where she suddenly ages up from 13 to 30. That would not get made today, and kind of like a Freaky Friday situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Doesn't practice Lent. That'll be 100 Hail Marys, young man.
Yes, it will be. Yep.
When Captain America can't throw his own damn shield. Why does his shield look like a flying saucer?
Dr. Strange has put the Eye Agamotto in there. I thought I got this issue before. Did they send me 2 of these?
I've seen this cover.
Yeah.
Are you sure you got this one? You didn't get this one already? Yeah, you might have got
this. Came in. They just opened this box tonight.
Yeah. Somebody doubled up on you. Got to get credit.
They doubled me up. Yep. Well, I mean, if I get $10 going once, going
that's $10, man. Jeez.
I'm joking. No, I'm not joking. I'm joking. I can make money off of it. It's $5.
Yeah. Yeah, but you paid for it twice.
Maybe I did. Yeah, I got to check.
I remember that. I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah. Right?
Hey, Ezra Goldstein, shalom, good to see you. I used to do it when I was buying comics regularly. I'd come home with a comic I thought I bought that I didn't think I bought, and like, oh man,
right?
I already had this one. Crap.
I got that one. Crap. Yep. Hail to Ezra.
That looks like dog crap. Oh my god.
You can't tell what's going on there. Who is this supposed to be?
Oh, man, good point.
I mean, that's what's his name?
You got me.
High Evolutionary?
Is it? Oh, yeah, I guess. Maybe so, right. Yeah. Or is that
Guess
Kang?
that's how, or is it Kang? Probably Kang. Probably Kang.
Kang, maybe. I can't.
Probably
think.
Kang. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's probably with the line. Yeah, it's Kang.
You got me. I would have been.
And that's Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call her Captain.
Miss Captain Marvel.
And,
So and Thor's like showing his muscle, I guess. Like it's what a weird looking arm. That's a weird arm. It's got a big muscle and a tiny little into it. All right.
Yeah. So
okay.
That's not good. Yep.
Not particularly. All right. Joker Year 1, Part 1. What do you mean Joker Year 1?
Well,
another. Oh, look, it's the Red Hood. They're going to tell his freaking origin again. Looks like Kang from the. Yeah, it looks like Kang.
Kang, yeah.
So they're back to the Red Hood origin. Oh man, it's just so boring. They don't know how to do anything but that. Stop with the Joker, man. We get it. This is dark.
Is this just big clouds? What is it?
See, that's supposed to bring back images of Brian Bolenhart. Look, it's the puddle. See the puddles, the raindrops hitting, making the ripples. That's stolen from The Killing Joke. They're trying to invoke The Killing Joke with that, and having the Red Hood and all that kind of horsaki. That would be my.
What's this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be Clayface somehow, or is it in the? Oh, that's in the mud. Oh, someone stepped in the mud.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It looks like a brain or something.
I think that's ground. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's the ground. Yeah, it's supposed to be mud, I guess, or something. But it looks. I'm thinking first. I'm like, is that Clayface or is that in there?
I don't know. Good point.
So no, you're right. No, you're definitely the mud, but just not drawn skillfully.
Wolverine.
Yep.
Does whatever a Wolver clean. Okay, whose head's on a silver platter? Whose head is that?
Parental advisory. Wolverine? Not for kids. Yeah, it's Wolverine. Yep.
Wolverine's severed head on a cover. Isn't that cute?
Yep. Not for kids. Let's see.
That'll work. Not for kids. You can't buy this, kids. Don't sell this to cuties. Don't sell this comic to kiddies. All right, we won't. Well, we will anyway. They do it anyway.
Mom, I want Wolverine. Yeah. Well, there's no restriction on that, right? I mean, just a parental advisory.
No, not really. The comic shop idiots, owners will put them out there. Most of them will put it on the rack because it's a Wolverine comic.
Yeah.
They go, hey, Mommy, why has Wolverine's head been cut off? I don't know, son.
And then we got this awesome Hulk cover with Ghost Rider.
That's supposed to be Ghost Rider?
I guess, right?
It looks like ass.
And I don't like the Hulk with the long hair and the puny head on the.
Hulk looks terrible.
Puny head on the big body just doesn't work.
Ghost Rider. So why does Ghost Rider have a gun?
Because his chain broke.
Okay.
Look at the size of the Hulk's head.
Oh yeah, it's awful. Body. And his dumb hair too. Like,
artists do that sometimes, where they have this. It's like minuscule head on the body. It's like
it looks terrible.
It's crazy. So that's all I got. So let's see. Anything that's looks like you would grab it or buy it on the.
I'll probably read that Captain America. I read the first two Straczynski ones and they weren't promising, but and Claude read them. He said they weren't. Basically, it's Straczynski sucks as a comic book writer sometimes. All he does is talk, and he buys his apartment building.
Yeah,
so he can give it to a bunch of people
for free.
For free. Yeah, because you're obviously evil. You're evil Yahtzee face, according to him, if you believe in capitalism, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
it was our TNC, so that
I guarantee it.
Many.
Okay.
Many problems with today's comics. The cover should excite the potential reader, not just confuse or repel them.
Right. Well,
out of all those, not that many comics, but these are the only This is probably the best. I'm guessing the best cover out of the bunch. I mean, it's on a high bar. This one's okay too. It's not great, but it's okay. And this is okay at least.
I mean, yeah, I like the artist on that Captain America comic. I guess. I mean,
yeah. It's not it's not a Kirby level cover, but it's at least legible.
I mean,
you see what's going on. Tells a little bit of a story there. Yeah.
Yeah. But I bet you Doc Strange isn't in that comic much.
Yeah. Who knows, right? Yeah. But yeah, not a very good month cover wise. So that's a shame.
Yeah. All right, I was trying to find that. Captain America series. Their problem is when you search for them on that that
other place
site. There are 50 billion Captain America titles.
Well, yeah, that's the problem now because everything is. They keep having number one, so God, I don't know how many Captain America number ones I have these days.
Yeah.
So
there's that, and there's there's that, but there's also just the fact that it's all the varying titles as well. You know, like this
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
You want to have the one shots and solo books, and there's a million things there. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you gonna do?
Yeah.
I was trying to find that one just so I could steal some of the stuff from it, but I can't. I mean, you gotta. Oh, there it is. Found it. Wow. Not easy to find. So it's up to number 6 now. Yeah. It's up to number 6. You know, and it's pretty good covers. Yeah.
The first one had like 24 variant covers or something like that. Yeah, they had a ton of covers. Yeah.
Yeah. Oliver says, the 2024 Scooper Bowl was entertaining, yet the most talked about subject matter was the first trailer, Deadpool 3. Wes Cagle, hello there.
Hey, Wes.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice finish to the game. I thought, Oliver, but well, you know, the trailer was just teased. You had to go to YouTube to watch it all.
And there wasn't much in the trailer, which is good in a way, too. I hate it when trailers give away too much stuff.
Yeah.
And Deadpool's going to be a ridiculous movie, too. Anyway, I mean, it's just, usually it's a crazy romp, but hopefully it'll be fun and lighthearted. And Gwagnar is here. Hell, Gwagnar.
Gwag! What is up, Kibasabi? Oh dear. Yeah, it was again the Szynski issues just talk. Yeah, good lordy. I don't know. Remember that issue where Captain America talked about things? You remember that one, right?
Well, those can be some of the best episodes sometimes, or issues sometimes, right? Yeah.
They can.
You gotta have, but it depends on
but you gotta have something happening.
You gotta have some action, though. Yeah, you always gotta have a little, or they'll do a flashback or something going on. But when you're into the series and it's written really well, you don't mind an issue like that once in a while, if it's putting the story forward, and you give, not saying you give the writer slack, but you're just following that storyline, so it's okay if you're enjoying the run. But usually you gotta, comic book, you want to have some kind of fight or some action in it. Yep.
Yes, sir. But you can't always get what you want. Wagner says, "Hey, Clever Knives, did you see tomorrow's publishing Valentine's Day sale? 2 Kirby books are on the sale. Jack Kirby's Dingbat Love and mainline comics. Oh, I need to get that mainline one."
Yeah, my Echo device told me something was on sale today. For well, I don't want to say the name, but the the talking speaker, the Echo from Amazon.
Echo. So here you go.
Yeah, it's actually called an Amazon Echo, but the
okay.
trigger word is the the A word. If I want to say it, because then you trigger everyone's. Don't trigger mine, trigger everyone else's.
Right.
Yeah, that's yeah. So they were telling. Oh yeah, let me check my account and see. She said the Jack Kirby novel is on sale for the next. Like
Really?
Add it to my wish, but I don't know what it was. It was tells you what your updates are. Like I ask what's the weather, and then it says, and by the way, buy this, buy this. So got to see what.
Let's
see what happened.
What are you looking for?
Well, I'm going to see if they added it to my wish list and if it's what it was. Yeah, because maybe it's that same stuff. Let's see. Where's my wish list?
So yeah, there you go, Gwag. These are on sale. That's a pretty that mainline book's tempting. I might have to get that. Ba 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 ba. This I might have to get. I mean, it's still expensive. It's like a $30 book. On sale, it's $30, but it's a $50 book. So I don't know.
Is that a hardcover or is that a?
I don't know for sure. I have to check, make sure. It's the best of. Jack Kirby and Simon, Joe Simon started a company back in the 50s that had a bunch of their 50s stuff in there. This is with their 50s mainline stuff. That it's gone off the ground, there wouldn't have been no Marvel Comics probably. But they were having to do westerns and
Do they have any sci-fi comics? It was basically westerns.
Yeah, they had some war comics, and then I think they had some. Oh, I think they had a couple of them. They had love comics, see?
Yeah.
Police Trap.
In love.
Yeah, I couldn't see myself buying those. I don't think they had any sci-fi stuff, but they would have eventually, probably. But no, I can't see myself buying the love comics. Jamie Harbert. One of my favorite Captain America issues is when he tries to stop the Serpent Society from assassinating MODOK. Brutal death in comics was still rare outside Punisher, so it packs quite a punch as RR. I hear you, RR. On FM, sir. There you go. Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, you got anything else going on you want to tell us about? Or we could kind of start to mosey on out here. We've been here for a while. Oh, Jamie had a question. I'm sorry.
Sure. Yeah.
I had a question. Is it considered breaking copyright in a comic book if a character paraphrases music lyrics? That's an interesting question. Paraphrases it? I don't think so.
No, I don't.
But you got to be careful, I guess.
Either.
But I don't think so. None of it's music lyrics. I don't think so, Jamie. But I'm no law gear, so we can't give any, firm, legal advice or anything.
Yeah, I mean, like if they show a can of Coca-Cola in the comic, I guess is that free advertising, or do they have to? Normally they don't do that stuff. It's brand Eck or whatever.
Yeah.
But in a movie they pay to have stuff in movies. The product placement.
Like, you're saying like,
but if you're mentioning some
lyrics from a song, yeah,
probably not. If it's just the, from what I understand of my limited. Very, very limited knowledge of copyright.
I wouldn't take legal advice from us, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not doing the whole song, or if you're paraphrasing a few lyrics or mentioning something, I don't think so. And back in the day, I'm sure today maybe they're more strict about that stuff, but probably not. Yeah, like sometimes they have like in the comics of like in the old days they have a radio playing and they'd have the musical notes coming out of it. Maybe you'd have a few lyrics coming out of it, like in the bubble. But yeah, it would I guess, yeah, but they probably would clear with their publisher, right? And to see what would happen. But usually they try to avoid any overt stuff because then it's free advertising too, right? Even if they could use it.
Yeah, I've seen music lyrics and comics. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Quag says, don't know if this was discussed or not, but there's a rumor that Marvel and DC are going to reprint the Amalgam comics. Again, I mean, they have like maybe they'll do them as facsimiles or something. I don't know. I hadn't heard that, Quag. I like some of the Amalgam.
They're fun. Yeah, they're fun. Yeah.
The first batch, I don't think I messed around with the second batch too much. They're like what, two different
runs of that, or
runs of those, I think maybe here's if not more. And then RR says, Guagnar, I heard that rumor too. They reprinted JLA Avengers in 2022. Yeah, well, I never got that. They never
couldn't get it.
Couldn't get that sucker. I don't know if you were. I mean, maybe some people could.
I tried.
I couldn't get that. Some people could though, but not many. And I finally got a collected edition. That's good. RR. We couldn't get it.
Nice.
So the Amalgam reprint might be in the works, especially as the sales are tanking. Yeah, they got to put something out that'll sell. So yeah, I'm glad you were able to get that one, RR. We couldn't get that sucker.
It was too popular. Didn't they do a limited run just for George Perez?
Yeah, they did a limited run, but then they offered it. They had a few of them, and they offered you had to be like one amongst the first few people at the comic shops that were solicited, the honest ones that would actually carry it and offer it to customers. Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough to get, but it did raise money for George Perez, so.
Yeah.
For his cancer treatments, yeah.
Joe Perez.
Yeah.
Poor George. It's been a while now. So you had an Arby's Giro earlier, and now you're sleepy, says Putin's cat. Well, I guess that'll do the trick, wouldn't it? Won't it? I'd like one of those right now, would I? Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I wonder if that would include the all-access miniseries, says Guagdar. I don't know. Could be. I got my copy of JLA Avengers in a comic shop in Prince Edward Island, Canada. So a somewhat remote, out-of-the-way place. It's not real meat, says Putin's cat. Oh, well, there you go. It's the veggie special. All right, everybody. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. We're gonna start making our way out of here. Open you out of here. It's been a big Monday to remember. I've done 2 shows tonight and just had a great time hanging with J-Man earlier on Earth B, and it was a great time hanging with you all here tonight. Thanks to our guest Carlos. Please, if you have not already, please sub it to his channel. I gotta get the link back. Hang on. Damn it. My keyboard's way out of the way. Let me get his channel. Look at his channel link again. Where are you? Oh, there you go. Okay, I got it. Comics Mania, Carlos channel. Please subscribe to that if you would. Here's the link.
Sure.
Here's the link, and I don't have the Instagram link anymore. Because Chris Persia had it, but I don't have it. But anyway, you can find it on Instagram. So, thank you so much for being here with me tonight, everybody. Anything to tell us about, Mark, before we get out of here?
Nothing too exciting, but hope everyone enjoyed the Super Bowl. If you missed my cooking demos, go check those out. Those were during the weekend, and there's some good eats in there. And thank you for hanging out with me on those, and it was fun to do. Maybe I'll do that again. I promise not to make clam pizza. And of course, Thursday night I'll have a watch party for our Blake 7 episode, which will be season 2, episode 1.
Yep. Redemption.
Yep. So look forward to that, and try to get some videos out during the week on some toy reviews that I've gotten, and trying to catch up. So got some stuff coming in the works, but just been too damn busy with day-to-day stuff. So that's a crummy excuse, I know, but I always enjoy hanging out with you guys late at night when things have gotten things done. But yeah, looking forward to getting some of those. A couple of things I got for the holidays and showing those off. So, oh yeah, we got to do the Fantastic Four Mezco figures. That's what gotta put that on the calendar. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I got to find a spot to put those suckers. And where am I going to put those? I don't know. Those are first world problems. I got to clear something out and put something away but I got to have those displayed. Yeah. Yep. So looking forward to doing that. Yep. And hailed everyone in the chat. Yep. It was always great to see everyone.
Well, thank you very much for being here with us tonight. Let's see here. You got the Toxic Tuesday tomorrow night.
Oh, yep. That's right. Yep. White man can't jump.
What's it got to do with Toxic Tuesday? That's not a very nice thing to say.
I know. I can jump. Yeah, I can jump. I got at least a 2-inch vertical.
Thank you, Oliver. So there you go. So that's tomorrow night on the great Nick Weiser's channel.
Yeah.
Toxic Tuesday night. White men to jump. We'll see about that, no sir. That's a fun movie, actually. Funny movie. So tomorrow night, I'll be on Tuesday and Thursday nights. I'm on Tom's with Midnight's Edge After Dark's channel. Wednesday nights on Loki's channel at 7 for the Comic Round Table when he has it. And Wednesday night, also Wednesday night, I'll be back here. Same Clobby time, same Clobby channel with the great Max Redstone talking some Superman 2, both cuts, whether he likes it or not. And then, of course, the Clubhouse on Thursday night. Mark and Raquel and Mark and I hang out with a Blake 7-episode review starting season 2, Redemption, and the Star Trek Untold Voyages comic, the final issue in that run. And Friday night at J-Man's great channel, Frank Miller's Daredevil run continues, being covered at 7 p.m. Eastern on the great J-Man's channel with Sean and J-Man and myself. And after that, Nicholas on the great 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser channel, the Friday Night Comic Shop Boys hanging out 8:30 Central PM Standard Time. And then Saturday night is, of course, Saturday Night Star Trek with continuing. We're just getting started, that is, on Voyager Season 5. 4 more scintillating episodes. And then, of course, as Mark may or may not have said, Sunday Night Geekery. Back to the regular time, right?
Yeah, no more Taylor Swift Bowl. Yep.
Yeah. And then next Monday night, the Legion is back for on J-Man's channel, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. Our Legion of Superheroes reviews continue. So, shout outs. I'll shout out our wrenchers really quickly. Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher, Chris Persia, Vindicator Wrench of the Great Night North, D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron, Lord Thoth, everyone lives long live the Legion, J-Man, Wrench Without Fear, Maddie's Daddy, Cal L, the Super Wrench, Fanty, Outsidery, Angry Boy, Maxwell Redstone, and Triple Bullwinkle, Larry. And also with us tonight, thank you all for being here so much. Oliver Belamonte, RRTNZ, thank you kindly. Really appreciate you being here, sir. Agree to agree. Yeah, we disagree, but we have fun and respect. That's all that matters, my friend.
Yeah.
And well, thank you for that. You are the best. Appreciate you. Shooter popped in just in time to say, hey, what's up, Shoot?
Hey, Shooter.
Shooter, pew pew. Again, big shout out to Carlos. Again, thank you to Carlos. I'll insult him on his own time. I won't do it in front of you all. That's kidding. Thanks, Carlos. Thank you for lurking, everyone who has lurked, and all you friends who watch on a down low or rewatch. Thank you so much. Let's see. Putin's cat, thank you. Gwagnar, buddy, thanks. Cal L, buddy, thanks again. Jamie Harbert, Wes Cagle, Matthew Pounder, Ezra Goldstein, Shalom. Matt Pot, always great to have you, buddy. Great to see you. Thank you. That's when it starts to get like Takes a while to get to somebody.
Yeah, gotta go. Scrolling, right? Yeah.
A lot of people. Not as many people, but a lot of talking. A lot of convo. So get through it.
A lot of good stuff back and forth. Yep.
Deviousness. Grim was here. Ravenscroft. Penny was here, by the way. Penny, lovely Penny. Brogu from my old hometown. Ms. Sci-Fi Zombie. Mombi, not Zombie. It's Mombi. Sorry, Mombi. But congratulations to you and your Chiefs. Cliff on Comics. Absolutely great to see you. Miss Martin Muses was here earlier. Thank you. Let's see. Brian Hepburn. Dave Raybarn, the Cuz. 1701 Tex Buddy. Keely Chow. Roll Tide. What's the stop popping up stuff? Oh, stupid computer's popping shit up. Really annoying. Wish I could stop that. It's like websites popping up there, but when I go to the website, I can never get rid of the notices thingies. I accidentally click yes on some notices, So then the send me thing, I hate it.
And it never stops, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it never stops. Ugh. Wish I knew how to fix it. Princess Fiona popped in for a second, but said had to run. Love you, Princess Fiona. DJ Ronnie G. DJ Play Nights also popped in. Dave C. popped in earlier as well. Adrian James. Great to see him. Let's see here. Jeremiah Hembry. Paula Mace, Benyon and the Pupper. FKH popped in earlier. Tim. Hey. That might be all of it. I think I'm going to start getting confident that that's all. I've covered them all. I don't want to brag or anything. Not trying to brag, but I did it. There we go. It goes. So thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you on the streams. Take care, everybody.
Good night.
Clobbering time! Clobberonimo! I just love clobbering time.